my nationality have to do with
Don't
expiring?
fuck with any of that mess. It's a suggestion. You know you're namming that well after the date, and you're still around. You're still good. As a matter of fact,
end the show, man.
That's how you build immunity.
Whoa!
Right? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Right? You save.
Trying to get that food.
Look, man, I got a perfectly good ketchup packet or whatever the heck it might happen to be, or some hot sauce, barbecue sauce. That ain't going bad. We're going to go over the midday. We didn't talk a lot. Oh, no, they're going to talk to small cappers for sure, but there was just a halt just now, so I'll get to it because it just happened. I don't know if Sharif is looking at this one, but it is to the upside. FCUV. Some fun puns with this. Halted at 613. This is one of the bigger small cap runners. So I'm going to go deep out on a limb and say it's on Sharif's radar. It is now, he said. So it's on Sharif's radar. Joe just mows on over. I'm going to enjoy that chicken, the pulled chicken burger. And maybe I'm going to put some old piri sauce on it because as far as I'm concerned, it's still good. So you know what, Joe? I'll use the sauce if you won't because it's going to be tasty as you know what. We'll see you back at 2 o'clock. Let's throw you to the midday. Go get them, Joe and Sharif.
Days, what is going on? Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. That is your boy, Joey Options, if you haven't seen him in a while. I am Sharif, and we've got a lot going on today. Small caps are popping. We've got FCUV halted to the upside. Let's say hello to everybody on the way from the other stream. I'm not plugged in. Assassino, are you paging me? Yes. Oh, you are? Okay. All right. What are we doing? Adair. We're going to Adair? All right. Let's go up to Adair.
Alibaba bouncing here to start this midday session. Keep an eye on BABA. Noted firm here, not firm, but research newsletter here. Semi-analysis, they are projecting upside for BABA and soon to IPO Chinese play CXMT based on DRAM, saying that Alibaba is a memory player and a major shareholder in that upcoming CXMT IPO. They're also saying Alibaba is an anchor hyperscale customer and they're likely to boost DRAM demand for CXMT. Again, we're going to have to wait and see here as to how that CXMT IPO is received, but BABA is bouncing here to the tune of about 50 cents on this comment from that semi-analysis newsletter. Back to you.
The entire sense. All right, guys, let's say hello to everybody in the world of VinFast. Huge shout out to VinFast for sponsoring today's video. They just announced a massive partnership with AutoBrains and Nvidia to bring level 4 agentic autonomous driving to real life. We're talking next gen intelligent tech that's completely redefining how we hit the road. If you want to see how the actual future of driving looks like, you need to click the link in my description and check out VinFast now. Shout out to the good folks at VinFast. We forewent saying hello to everybody, so let's do that. Hangry wife, please shout me out real good. I hope that was as good. That's as good as I'm going to be able to do, man. Scott H, we got Yannick, we got Ronaldo, Wannabe Trader 13. Shout out to TrenX, Showtime, Buvin. Where have you been, Buvin? Now I'm happy. The G is back. Boomstick, all right. Shout out to Trader C, J, Z, Monarch, Job P. We got Mike PD Ryder and Bax 200. Shout out to Big 40 Nephew, as well as I, Grow, Fighting, 2 New York cents. You show that keyboard, Joey. Oh, seriously, it's gonna be that kind of day, huh?
It's been.
My bad, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until right now. Derek Thompson, King Clutch 007. Why not? Why not? We got Kurt D. We got the commodity frickin' king. And who's this? Gucci Co Gains. Okay. The profit taker and homeless God. I told y'all, man, God is omnipresent. Gamecraft Nico, Your Paradox, and Darwin, the OG. And he's calling out BGL. Darwin calls it out. I oblige. BGL, what is this doing, Darwin? Oh, my days. What is this? Bamboozlement up to 50 pennies, 4,999, now down to 438. This is BGL breaking out her midday. As you can see there, about 200,000 shares per 5-minute candle just showed up on the scanner. But the one that Neil was calling out, let's get down to work on that one because that's the big boy right now. It is absolutely ripping to the high side. I'm talking about FCUV. It is halted at $6.13. This is a really, really good-looking pattern, okay? Not the least of which is because it broke out subsequent to the pre-market. In fact, towards the later end of the implied balance open, right at 950, you got a boom, volume spike up, halted 389, did its little dance, right? It wants to zig, it wants to zag, generally held 4, which I do like as a key area of technical support. But it was ranging for I want to say about from 10 o'clock till when? 10:55 for about an hour. It was locked into about $1 range. For the most part, it rejected 5. And again, for the most part, it found support at 4. And then it just ripped up all sorts of strong into 613. We are halted there right now. So let's go ahead, pull this up on a trading screen, get a gander of what the tap as well as the open time will be. FCUV on the NQ, correct. So currently tap showing a little bit higher, 620, 623, 621, halt time 11:25 on the dot, current time 11:05:57. So this will be at least a 10-minute halt. It should have opened at 11:05:25. It did not. So we're going to see exactly how this cookie ends up crumbling, but we're definitely going to keep an eye on that. I see you, Tisha. I knew you'd be all over that, Tisha. I know Bub is going to be all over it. If Casey's in the chat, I know she's going to be all over it as well. So the small cap traders are going to do their thing, and hopefully we'll keep a close eye here on FCUV and we'll all make some money off it. As you see, though, on the position board, I am long CRMT. I perceive this as a more prolonged bull flag. For the most part, we find support at the volume weighted average price. It's up 18 2/3%. So by no means is it the leading gapper on the day. But this is the chart pattern that had me lured in here. Breakout at 9:30, did a little zigging and zagging in the pre, but the majority of the prints as well as the volume coming subsequent to the bell. As you can see, we got a bit of a hammer candle, bottoming tail candle at 10:05, which did breach VWAP. Then you got a double bottom again, 10:45 and 10:50, right at the volume weighted average price. So my out is below this area low. It's simple as that. It's got to hold up the higher lows with a view to possibly touching that 3 4/5. I guess I'll hold a piece for the dream, possibly into 4. I'm talking about CRMT. There's a lot else going on. Joey, did you want to cover anything before I jump?
I can hop into seeing what we got going on here. NVDA, sure. This thing is not doing what we want, so we just abandoned it, right? We just threw it to the side. Listen, it's unfortunate that this name can't participate in some of these rallies. I don't know what's going on, and I said I got to try to stop figuring it out, because this is what happens, right? Like you get all frustrated, and there's no reason something that you have zero control over is to get flustered like that. So there's NVDA heading lower. I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks this pivot. Now, listen, it's probably the weakest out of the Mag 7, and it is down 3.6%. Right, and if you go back, SpaceX turning positive, now up 3% and looking like it's going to break out. You have Microsoft up 1 3/4, Amazon up 0.6%, Google still Google's positive. What am I even talking about? No, Google's negative. What am I talking about? Down 0.8, but a strong recovery in Apple positive, right? So, I mean, like we took our 2 stabs on this bad boy. We added another 20% on this for a potential bounce, but it looks like it wants to absorb some more. With that being said, we're going to have to hop out of IBIT. 50s was going to be seems like our final out. We're down 3 1/3 at this point. So we got up to 35.55, but then it just came back and just hasn't had the ability to, or buyers haven't stepped in. They don't like this underlying whatsoever, and that's fine, right? So it's unfortunate that some of these heavier tech names aren't doing what they want. And I'm not saying that Bitcoin's is that, because I don't believe that it is. Head over to the daily, and you can just see the weakness within the underlying asset itself, a gap down. And I wouldn't be surprised if we crack $33 at some point. But man, oh man, it's starting to get ugly. 4% down potentially. I mean, I should be prepared for this. Sorry, I don't want to continuously talk about the same names over and over again, but what we have here is a head and shoulders pattern forming on the daily here, and I think it's only a matter of time until we break through this low. And I'm going to say it one more time before, and this is going to be the last time. I just pray to the trading gods themselves that we don't fall into a Microsoft 2.0 with this name. I think the earnings reports are completely different, but what we're seeing from a technical standpoint, it's not pretty. Right? 8-month consolidation in NVDA, you wick higher. I mean, like, I get it. You go from 175 to 250, that's a pretty big jump. But the fact that you don't continue, you get almost 40% at that point. The fact that you don't continue and you give back the majority of that move heading back into this consolidation zone is slightly alarming to me. With this name being my largest of holdings, this isn't what I want to see.
NVIDIA, yeah. I'm liking how you're charting that, yeah. You know what, Joey? Does it feel stair-steppy to you? Consolidate for a freaking year, Then let me take a little bit of a level up. Let me use that former area of resistance now as support.
Hopefully. But what does this look like to you right here?
It doesn't look pretty, but neither does that big ass year that consolidated at.
Right, but my issue is like, Sharif, this is opportunity cost, right? Like from August to 25 to where you break out.
Could have deployed that money.
But you think like, hey, lengthy consolidation, a little bit bigger of a breakout without as deep as a pullback. That's not what we got. And I mean, if I were to eliminate the names and go like this, you'll see the similarities within the actual assets themselves. Is like, look what Microsoft did for over a year. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's almost...
They have a tendency to do that, though, don't they?
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. So hopefully we get a rotation back and we see the demand step back in.
Well said, Joey. FCUV open. Here we go. It breached 7 momentarily. Let's now look to see where the buyers are stepping in. I see the supers, but we just got to let this trade kind of develop here because it's a halter. I want to see if this is going to clear 7. There is a buyer here, I want to say in the 60s and 70s. I didn't mean it like that. Are continuing to watch here. 60 buyer failing into the 50s, but getting bought right back up. I'm looking at the bid here, guys. I'm not even looking at the ask. I want to see if somebody's going to backstop me from this kind of crazy price action that could potentially drop down. So there's, again, a buyer here at 60. Let's see if we can kind of hold up, failing into the 40s. Back into the 60s we go. We've got 58, 70s. No continuation. Looking for a little bit more. There's, I still haven't gotten anything on the 70s yet. Looking for that price. There it is. Nope, no continuation. Again, I'm not liking this. It's very consolidated, very equal, like basically an equilibrium here between buyers and sellers. $50 buyer pushing this all sorts of volatility here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop out of that. Dropped into the 20s, can't risk more than that. So we'll give back a little bit there on FCUV. Let's see if it holds up at 6. Not immediately interested in picking it up at 6, but there is that halt level that I want to keep my eye on there, right around 610. That's where it found support. Maybe I should have given this a little bit more to 6, but I did see the buyer at the $50, so that's what I was gauging my entry on. So I don't feel too bad about that. We'll keep an eye here on FCUV. Not a bad name, up 200 some odd %. Let's see if it's able to get back above 7. I'm in CRMT. We just got the first print there to the high side. Long at 64s, wet the beak at 70. Let's keep an eye on this one. Shout out to my man, Jin Weiwei. He's dropping 75 new Taiwanese dollars. Hello, Sharif. Do you think we need to pay attention to the U.S. Treasury 10-year? No, you piece of crap, it went up. Yes, I do think we need to pay attention to it. Let me articulate as to why. Borrowing costs are basically based on that 10-year. The benchmark is used to set interest rates for these 30-year mortgages, right? We're talking about auto loans as well that are based on the 10-year. Student loans. So a lot of the market is based on that 10-year. Obviously, the stock market as well. High-year yields, or high yields, I should say, offer a guaranteed return from the government, like hovering around 4.5%, I think it is right now, give or take. That draws big money away from riskier assets. So the higher that yield goes up, the more money could find its way out of equities and into treasuries as, the opportunity cost, as Joseph was just talking about, increases. But it's also an economic health check, right? It reflects what the smartest investors in the world think about inflation and the future direction of the Federal Reserve interest rates. So I think it is absolutely necessary to keep your eye on the 10-year. Now, do I live and breathe by it? Not really, but I do factor it into my analysis. I definitely think you should. Shout out to my man Weiwei in the chat, Joey.
You got it there? Bring it over here, Randy. Let's see what we got.
What happened, Randy?
Here, he's got all the fixings on and everything.
He's got the fixins.
He's got the fixings.
He's got fixins.
Let's see what we got here, my boy. How we looking in there?
Ooh, look at this.
Oh, snap.
Looks very healthy. Very, very healthy.
I like the cabbage, man. That's gonna be my. Listen, all right. Let's get into some stock talk here, guys, and find ourselves a high quality opportunity. Listen, down half a shut at this point. That's all right, man. It ain't a thing but a chicken wing around these neck of the woods for us to put on one solid trade. We just have to wait for this market selling to cool down a little bit. head over to our watch list. The missed opportunity, DRAM. You know what? Full disclosure though, I woke up with, yo, Soto, what's up, brother?
Miguel Soto?
No, Juan Soto,
Oh,
man.
my bad.
Come on, man.
My bad, man.
Juan Soto. So this was the primary. Well, I thought you would get it because it is Juan, but it's the Asian one, not the Spanish one, though. Juan Soto.
And his name is actually like one.
Yeah, it's like Juan.
Like he won something.
You won. Okay, so we're saying it wrong. We've been saying it wrong then.
Yeah,
One.
well, I mean, we,
All right,
we
we'll
already got a gander.
Yeah, we got a gander on that one, man. I'm gonna listen.
Party, Neil. Yeah,
Dude, I'm gonna have to go and eat that relatively soon. We've seen Randy; he's got his rocking and rolling. But other than that, guys, DRAM opportunity was bright and early this morning. Now, what we almost rejected the top wick high on this specific name. There's nothing worse than trading and being hangry. I can tell you that for free. But anyways, aside from that, guys, what do you got? You got something going?
No, but the thing is, brother, we got a lot of food back there. You know, like we never have a shortage of food up in this.
No, but if anybody's gonna understand, it's you. It's when you're in a calorie deficit, you can be hungry at times, man, and that's me.
I'm proud of you though,
bro.
Yeah,
but you can see like I'm like one flick away.
He's gonna punch me out if I keep doing this.
No, like, dude, see that's
close,
the thing, man. Not
He's
even
teetering here.
It's not good. Don't trade and do that stuff. No, but that's why you gotta laugh a little bit here. But we will eat we'll eat a little vegetables and stuff like that just to get something in our stomach. And then maybe we could cheer up Buttercup. But what we want to do is look at some of these memory names. Like SanDisk is down 13%, Micron down 10%, Sharif down, DRAM down 13% as well too. AMAT, what the heck? AMAT is down. I guess it makes sense. Down almost 10%. What the hell is even that? Is right, Assassino. AMAT down 9.3% here on the day.
Assassino's going to be very
Qualcomm
upset.
down 10%. Yeah, I know. He's mad upset.
Well, he's mad that we're not sending it to Sia.
Well, okay. All right. Let's send it over to Sia and see what we got going on.
Quack, quack. Penguin. Quack, quack, quack. Who remembers the Penguin from the Batman TV series, man? That guy, shout out to Burgess Meredith, man. That dude had range. He could play Mickey, right, in the Rocky series, or he could play Penguin. I'm sure he played a lot of other things, man. Shout out to Burgess. Get it, Mike? You're good? All right, so we're good. You don't have to hear me pontificate about Burgess Meredith. Let's send it back to you.
Thank you so much. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Keep an eye out for the ticker PENG, Penguin Solutions. This is a PENG-related news, not NVIDIA, but I'm going to mention it. So just a couple minutes ago, we had a huge uptick. Currently, the stock was up 4% when this news came out, but it's reversing down. It's reversing all its gains. So it was named an NVIDIA AI Factory Specialized Partner, joining an invitation-only group with the NVIDIA Partner Network. Now, it's important to emphasize that this is not NVIDIA news. It's news regarding PENG Solutions. So this designation basically recognizes providers with experience in designing, building, deploying, and operating full-time stack NVIDIA-based AI factory infrastructure. And Penguin has cited that its recent work with DRAM and SK Telecom, including the Hynix AI factory in Korea. Just again, PENG named an NVIDIA AI Factory Specialized Partner. It was up 4% when this came out, reversing its gains. It's down 0.21% now.
Down. All right, guys. I'm feeling some kind of way today. I'm just telling you, I'm feeling very whimsical. All right, VKTX, shout out to the OG Nick. I did see Viking Therapeutics today on a big move up. It's already on the side chart last. It's putting in a plethora of lower highs. We topped out there, looks at 35.69, and then we tried to recover into 35, but that is your prototypical lower high bull trap that we've been talking for a number of months on. We make the big move, right? You come back in, you start finding a bit of a bounce off that area support, and you're like, all right, the good times are back. Here comes 40. Only to get lured into that lower high and then have that same lower high bar end up getting breached by the subsequent bar, and you ended up getting a breach of prior bar low. And that's exactly what VKTX is doing right now. In fact, it's teetering here, about to lose the volume weighted average price. So VKTX, Not right for me at the moment, okay? Neil did mention INFQ as well as he should. This one caught a big move yesterday in the aftermarket. Look at that. Basically bottomed out there, I want to say, at around 345. And since at that bottom at 345 to the last print there at 8 p.m. in the aftermarket, we moved up about 15% just on that aftermarket move. Love it. And we are already up on the day, quite frankly. The closing print, the real closing print, despite the fact that it moved in the after, 14 1/5, I believe, or a quarter, give or take. It doesn't really matter right now because it's trading at around 16. It's trying to hold up above that $16 area. But as you view this, what I see is this, the lower highs. So that $15 area looking good as an area support, but it's not being supported by the area highs. In fact, it's giving me, flat bottom break vibes here, INFQ, but I'm still going to keep a good look on it, Joey. BTQ as well should be in focus. Look, we don't have too many in the way of like triple digit names other than that FCUV. So the pickings are slim a little bit here in the world of small cap gappers. We'll try to take smaller moves with bigger size. So that's going to be my plan today, since we're really not looking like we're going to have, triple digit, high double digit winners, Joey.
All right, cool. All right, we'll go over these super chat guys. Thanks
my bad,
no, don't worry. You went over the 10-year there, Sharif. So we got Edward Paperhands. All right, we like that one. Shout out to Edward Scissorhands, but you got the Paperhands there. Hey guys, ever thought about a dedicated separate show just for small caps? For those
Brendo in the morning, I could do it, but
run small. When
it would be in the morning because like they gap pretty aggressively in the morning, but I've got other obligations.
You got other things rolling on there. And then we have, thank you anyways for that. So there you go, Edward Paperhands. You got your answer for the separate show for small caps. Listen, I mean, we could trade them. Those guys look at them as well too, right? So don't forget, I know Sean typically likes to trade the large caps, but Neil's across the board. And if it's really in play, those guys will take a look at it. So here we go. Noah, we got a good super chat here, $5. Summer teacher trader here. What's up with HSCS? News, how do crypto-related mergers usually affect the stock? Thought HSCS was sold long-term. ¿Qué pasó?
¿Qué pasa?
What's going on? Yeah, I mean, did you want to take a look at HSCS? I know that's yours. I know you're going on for a ramble
absolutely.
for quite some time.
No worries,
I could take a brief look at it.
What is the ticker?
Give you a little breather. HSCS.
You ask, you get, my guy.
All right,
HSCS.
121 million shares traded here on the day.
That's nice. HSCS. Okay. Let's take a quick gander at this one. Joey, this is the daily. Do not be afraid. Do not adjust your TV set or whatever you're using there. This is typically how the chart will look like on a small cap gapper. It's just the nature of the beast, right? That's why they're small caps. Otherwise, they'd be mid or large. Anyway, 5-minute chart. I did take this one off the side chart, Joey. I did see it. So it's on the side watch list, but it's lost its spot on the coveted side charts. Reason is, where's that white line?
Where's that white line?
Where's the white line at?
I don't know.
You see that white line right there, right?
Where is it at?
Well, where's the price action relative to the white line?
Below it,
It's of course, man. We're trading below the volume weighted average price here, guys, right at $3. So to me, VWAP here, despite the fact that I just referenced it, doesn't seem like any discernible area of support or resistance. In fact, it looks like more like a line of best fit cutting through the middle of the price action. So my first inclination, I hate when you do this, when you start giggling and I'm like deep in an analysis and I get distracted. You kill me with that.
It's Chetsy, man.
Of course it's Fernandez. He's always the culprit. No, but seriously, Joey, I see like about 260 give or take support there, despite being below VWAP. So if you're gung-ho and you really want to trade this, 260 area support at the extremes, you're seeing most of the time it's a 310 to a 320 sell. You have these outlying areas here. I'm talking about the 745, 750 candles, and then again right around 945, 930, 940, 945, 950. That triple top right there that did get through the 350 area. So HSCS, it's up 52%. But as I mentioned, it is very range bound and it does have a lot of resistance when you come to the extremes here at 3.5. I think you should be okay if you put your stop below 250, nary a print below 250. In fact, that the lowest candle there at 835 did defend 250 to the T. 250 on the dot is the candle low, right at that 850 bar. So have at it, man. I hope you print up storms, but it's not my cup of tea.
All right, brother. Good stuff. You know, Juan, brother, I don't think, like, I'm not seeing anything from a price action standpoint saying for me to go long. I think you told me to go long the SPY here or something. Does this look like a long to you? I don't know. I just have the hunch that we're going to head towards the low of the day, and that'd be around 732. Just look at the momentum really start to pick up, especially if this bad boy decides to break to the lows. We're flat here on the day. We had a nice trade off the jump, but I was just aiming for a little bit higher here, looking for that 4-to-1 risk to reward. We hit that 2-to-1, and I'm glad that we got out of it, right? Like, so there it is. We got out of this one. Take a 5-cent hit on it. Not too bad whatsoever. What's up, Fabian?
Fabian.
Yeah, there he is. So he's doing his thing. But other than that, guys, we're down 4% here on the day. Am I tapped in? Did you get a notification?
Sia was talking.
How come was talking to you?
Speaking to me directly, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I just thought you heard, but I'm like, okay, I'm tapped in. But anyways, aside from that here,
Joey,
guys,
ATLN.
ATL, is it moving?
It's moving nice. Shut it to Bovin.
Let's see what ATLN is up to. 274 share. Oh, high at daybreak. Has my name written all over ATLN. Let's rock and roll on this bad boy. Let's see if we're gonna get. No! Yeah, right. Get that garbage out of here.
That's the way they are, Joey.
Man. Look at that high at the daybreak to a T. $1.33 and change.
Joey.
Boom. Came back immediately and I'm like, okay, volume starting to pick up here. I like to look at this one. Yeah, okay, AC Slater to that as it rejects aggressively within a 1-minute span. So a pretty ugly looking ATL and success. 583 million shares traded here today. A $500 million. This isn't a momentum. Oh, Sharif, just hold it down.
Yeah, well, they giveth and they taketh away.
It took away. So, okay, we're going to go back
to what your friend Luis said in the chat.
What's Luis saying?
Your good friend Luis.
Where is he?
I love, like, the Spanish people, the way they laugh in text is J-A-J-A-J-A, right? So he's like, ha, 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 but with his J's, right? He's like, you say, oh, no. I say, oh, yeah.
Oh, man,
Luis,
man.
We hate you,
hey,
Luis.
what was that?
What
was that BS stock that we were talking about? Remember, we all have our numbers. Has that thing opened up yet? Remember when we all placed our opening prices? Remember, I wrote them down.
Yeah. What the hell?
What was that? What was that stock?
That halted.
Yeah, and it's been halting for
Luis will know. I knew Luis would know.
Are we open up yet on that?
I knew Luis would know.
INHD.
What a
Luis,
guy.
don't think I'm going to allow you to get away with anything. Whoa! It's back alive. I think we were all wrong
Has it
here,
awoken?
Sharif.
Where are we at, Joey?
Hold
what
on
was
now.
The opening print?
I won.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Well, let me see.
Yes, I did.
Prove it.
We
need proof immediately.
I definitely won. Ha ha. How about Jaja on that one, Luis?
How about Jaja on that one? Look who's in a good mood all of a sudden. That's my guy.
Brother, it doesn't take much to cheer me up. I can't stay mad for long. $1.36.
Dude, it's opened $1.36?
Yeah. This is the daily.
Hold on,
we don't even remember when it halted,
I'm
though.
Do my own TA here, man.
Yeah. Pull it up on your
my
side.
Own TA here. He's trying to claim a dub, Neil. He's trying to take a quick dub like that. We're going to have to verify.
We would have to verify. Anyways, I won regardless. So here it is, Luis. I'll send you my email. You can get me the plane ticket for Barcelona. $1.06. Sean had $0. Luis had $6.50. Your boy Joey O had $3.50. Sharif $7.50. So the price was right for your boy. There it is, man. Good
Joey,
to see
have you looked at the last day, brother?
What day?
It hasn't opened yet, Joe.
What do you mean?
Over.
Oh, it's June 8th. Oh, it's not even open yet. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. But I told
you I needed to verify
I'm mad.
Do you see this guy? He's asking for a plane ticket. He's declaring victory.
I already declared victory. I'm screwed. I'm screwed now, man. This
Joey.
Still been halted. It hasn't even been halted that long. Oh, man. That's not good.
This was nice. This was like a nice little segment there. Everybody's saying ja in the chat. I love this. I love this.
Me, man.
Such good vibes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, it's still, Joey, we kind of knew that this would happen.
I just manifested W.
That's why. You're gonna get the dub. You're gonna get the dub. You're gonna get that plane ticket.
And a plane ticket.
I can feel it.
All right.
Shout out to my man, Joe. All right, guys, let's get right back to work here. INHD still halted, believe it or not. If you go over, though, to the NASDAQ halt page, you'll be able to see the code, the explanation as to why it's halted. Typically, it's pending news, but you can go and check there. Just type in Google, NASDAQ halts. and you'll literally be taken to the page itself. Use your Control F feature if there are too many. Type in INHD, see what populates, okay? Got to shout out to everybody. Anurag, give him a slice of pie. Yeah, Anurag, he refuses to eat pie.
I don't refuse. I said I'll eat the peach cobbler. I want to try a peach pie, a peach cobbler.
So if I was to theoretically come tomorrow with a peach cobbler pie
I'll
in hand,
I'll eat some of that, John.
there's a guarantee that you eat it live on camera?
Yeah, I'll eat that, John, man. Yeah, but you guys are...
I know you like it. CSS shall eat it too, right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, man, I'll eat that.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you were in grade school, and you brought in food or snacks or something like that into the class, were you prohibited from eating it on your own if you didn't have enough for everybody else in the class?
No, I don't think so, man.
I was prohibited.
Yeah?
Yeah, if you didn't bring enough for everybody,
you ain't getting
you couldn't have any.
Damn. Yeah, man, what kind of...
I'm not going to be able to forget that, Joey.
People don't forget.
People don't forget. Thank you very much for the $5 Canadian super chat from Career Crawlers. I was looking at ICCM. I went in at 583, but it went down. What did I miss in terms of indicators? What would you look at to determine long? I love the question, very pointed question, and one that's it looks like you're clearly on your way here. So let's get right down to it. ICCM, shout out to Career Crawlers, dropping 5 Canadian in the chat. Let's go ahead, pull up that bad boy. So again, the world of small cap gappers is a tough one, and typically the charts do look like this. So do not let that sway you. These are intraday trades only. So he picked it up at 583. So you technically, brother, you're still in the money because this is trading at 588. But here's the deal. So you picked it up yesterday, I'm assuming, right? Because this one had a big move yesterday at around 7 a.m., but it sold off the entire day. Tried to do that again this morning at 8. Right, but it sold off again. So somebody's quite convicted. Now, this one broke out initially on the 17th. The 17th, of course, was the Thursday. No, it was the Wednesday, because Friday was a day off. So this was Wednesday's price action, consolidative on Thursday, popped up in the pre yesterday, popped up in the pre again today, both of which, those pops yesterday and today, failed. So immediately, what I can see over the last 2 days, Career Crawlers, is the rejection of the volume-weighted average price. You saw it yesterday, right at the opening bell. It tried to recover from below, failed. It tried again at 10:30, failed. And then it did it again this morning, right at 10:10. Tried to reclaim VWAP, failed. So I feel like a short seller is, taking advantage of the pop-up to, just basically push this below the volume-weighted average price. I don't think you got anything wrong. I'm not sure where you bought, though, because assessing what you did right and wrong would require me to know where you got in, what you were seeing at the time, right? Can't look at that just by looking over a period of days. So I got to tell you, I'm not a big fan of the chart as an intraday trade. However, it's not giving up the ghost. Look at that big move that we had on the 17th. We came from, I think, about $2, possibly a little bit south of $2. And here we are for the 4th day in a row, hanging out right around $6. So it's not giving up the ghost, but it's not making any higher highs either. So you're in a bit of a stalemate here. Here's what I'd tell you, okay? If I were you, and I'm not, and so this isn't financial advice, this is the local area low, right around 485. So I'd give it to 5 if you can stomach that kind of a range, okay? That kind of a drop. Now, having said that, would I personally hold this, not knowing anything else, just the chart? I don't know what the catalyst is.
Yeah, you seen that?
I personally wouldn't, because we're putting
the one you just deleted?
Right, and so this is kind of what I don't like about that. I hope you do well, brother. I hope you print up multiple storms on your side of the screen. Keep me updated as to how you do, Joey.
All right, man, good stuff. Let's see what we got going on here. Who is it? Juan, brother, you're telling me to... All right, Juan, Juan was telling me to buy the SPY. I'm like, yeah, why would I buy the SPY?
Our Juan?
No, Juan Padilla.
Oh, Juan Padilla.
Yeah, I don't think Soto would tell us that there.
Get it, Juan.
Yeah, exactly. I thought what time did we got the we got the markets coming up. We got the Euro close coming up here momentarily with Juan. He's getting ready to go. He's getting ready to rock and roll. As we mentioned,
he's making his way up to the big desk,
Here
bro.
it goes, man. Get this guy out of here. The star of the show coming up momentarily. The moment you all have been waiting for coming up relatively soon. But Juan Padilla, my guy over there telling me 7. He's like, Joe, you got to buy the longs here. I'm like, no, why would I buy the longs? And then sure enough, he was right. So we'll hit the stone cold for you over there, my friend. Nice call out. Nice little pop anyways. Let's see what we get. Listen, I'm going to be sitting on my hands. I got a full day ahead of us here. A negative standpoint, which is totally fine. It's one trade away. It's one small cap away for us getting rocking and rolling here once again. And with that being said, I just don't like the way the market's looking at this point.
Tell the market, Joey.
Yeah, well, I wish I could, man, because get your act together,
you didn't
especially
get a PAL
NVIDIA.
license for no reason.
Whoa, we don't talk about that no more.
There goes CRMT Joseph frickin' options through the high of the day. We packed the patience. We got 64s on Joey. It's showing 82. That is HOD. Here comes 85. The breakout's on. Give me my money. Let's go. 86. We're looking for more. We're looking for a 4 move. Let's cut the crap, okay? We're looking for a 4 move. You don't get this close. And then when I say 4, guys, I mean like 395, 397, 405, whatever, okay? I'm not talking about an exact level. I'm talking about general areas. So here we go, Joey, 389. We're looking for 4, CRMT. Other than INFQ and, okay, so ARQQ, INFQ, CRMT, all at the high of the day in the world of small cap gappers. Keeping a close eye on ATLA.
All right, man. Diamond Dallas Page, DDT.
Good guy, bro.
In there. Yeah, trying to turn things around here, man. That ain't a thing but a chicken wing. It's all a mindset, right? So we wait for that good opportunity to get involved. Market's slightly negative here today. So let's find that nice opportunity for us to get going again here. But guys, it's your favorite time of the day. We're going to be talking some Euro closes. Send it over to the big desk.
The time specifically is just after 11:30, which is, of course, when the European markets close. Thanks once again to Juan for being here to take us through that European close, as he does every day at 11:30 a.m.
Thank you so much, Adara. So basically, European markets closing and retreating from record highs, a global tech sell-off, and also hawkish central bank fears driving benchmarks to one-week lows. Now we see stocks Euro 600 down by 0.5%. That's basically on the defensive value lines. And even in Germany, we see everything going below 25,000. That threshold, that was dragged by weak electronics and also chips sectors. Even in France, local luxury conglomerates all going down on semiconductor supply as well. The only upside we could see in the European markets was in the UK. That basically made a 125-point intraday turnaround to close in the green, which is a good thing. But most of the main headlines that are coming from the European market close, the tech stocks, of course, that definitely led market declines. We saw pan-European index, especially Infineon, dropping, 3.4%? That was like worst day since February. And we see a lot of heavy selling hitting hardware giants such as ASML, as well as Infineon, like I just mentioned. All the investors are basically reassessing AI spending and rising equipment costs. Upcoming inflation data come this week. Also, one thing to watch out for, hawkish Fed signals, basically a higher for longer rates. Those are basically making managers thinking about reduced exposure to high multiple equities. So those are the things that we see on the European markets, not really a good side.
Yeah, a bit of a rough look there for the European markets, joining that international tech sell-off. Stay here with us. 3:30, you'll see Juan again to cover the Asian markets, which, as we know, also got hit pretty hard. Back to the guys.
Thank you very much for that. There goes CRMT into 95. We went the beak at 95, and now I've got a liquidity tester right around that 399 area, okay? Now, I did see this one pull back a little bit into the mid-80s, but there was an aggressive buyer picking this up at around 82 or 83. So this has me a little optimistic here that 4 may not be the end of the move, right? And if that's going to be my thesis, then it probably behooves me to save a piece for the dream, perhaps even more than one piece, a couple of pieces. There it goes, 96, 98. Let's go, Crimit. CRMT, let's go. It's 98 seller. Can't shake the 98 seller. Probably wouldn't even get the print if it showed me 90 on the ask because it's got a cross, right? There's 98, big seller at 98. We're going to take it out there and we're going to cancel the 99 and I'm going to go 405 on that, showing 99s now on the ask. Now I promised Career Crawler I'd look at his ticker, but here we go. CRMT above 4 into 404. The highway, shut it to the highway. If you're from Toronto, you know. Especially if you're from the east. If you're from the west, you probably think more about the 410, which I'm not. Shout out to my man Neil. I know he knows about that life. He's not listening to me right now. So anyway, 404. Even when I don't think he's listening, he's actually listening, right? Shout out to my man. I love Neil, man. Let's go. 401, 403. It's zigging. It's zagging. There's no continuation right now, so let's let this one manifest. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw another order above into 411 should this one get a price spike up. But let's look at the ticker for Career Crawler there. So his entry is at 636. So it's showing 6 right now. Let me put this on the side chart here, ICCM. So here it is. This is ICCM showing $6. I got to tell you, I don't like this. I don't, okay? Here's why. If you were to kind of squeeze all this price action together right here, the one on my screen.
No, let me tap into Unity there.
You want to tap in?
All right.
Let's do that.
Okay, let's talk to me.
No, that's too wide, Joey. Let's go.
Okay, talk to me now.
Yeah, let's go like this. What does that look like to you? Do you like this type of pattern? This is the 15-minute chart. This is a bull flag. Mm-hmm. I think we can both agree on that, right? Most give or take.
Yeah.
Right? It's a bull flag.
Agree.
Do you hold this type of pattern on a small cap gapper? Now, having asked you that, let me say something that it's held its level 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Mm-hmm. And that's a small cap gapper, right? Like this is, Joey, it's a $16.33 million market cap. I personally wouldn't, right? It's just, that's my personal opinion about holding small cap gappers. However, this is a good chart pattern. As I said to you earlier, I would get out if it lost 5. That is the local area low, but you're in at 636. That would require you risking $1.36 per share, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think about this? What's your suggestion on this?
Yeah, so I think the longer it takes to actually break out of the bull flag, the less likely of that actually happening. That's right.
Are you made more pessimistic by the lower highs?
Yeah. Plus that, like that final wick, right? Like typically, I think some of the narrative and the rule of thumb being by the third test, you should expect a breakout, and I think that was the case there. CRMT looking good, though.
We're looking real good here, Joey.
Man.
We're looking fantastic right now on CRMT. There goes CRMT into another area high. We just got 11s. We're still holding. High a day is 14. We've got 64s on now. I'm thinking $0.25. Okay?
What?
I'm thinking $0.25. Let me tell you something.
Ooh.
If we clear the $0.50, Tisha Perkins is making the call now. She posits, Joey, that we could see $5.24. Tisha, I'm going to need you to readjust that $5.24 into $5.25.
Oh.
Okay, because we're born $5.25.
And don't forget,
So we've got an inclination.
What about
to that
$5.26?
Yeah, shout out to Casey, 520-6, who's not in the chat today.
She's not?
Look like, I don't think so. I haven't seen her quite yet.
Yeah,
but,
darling.
Tisha. Sorry, Tisha. I've got an affinity for that number, man. No, but your point well taken, Tisha. There it goes again, Joseph. Options into another high a day. So CRMT on its horse here could see 50% sooner rather than later.
All right, man. Go then, Jesse. Really low key, man. All right, guys, let's head over to our scanner and our watch list to see what we got going on today. I mean, there's going to be high quality opportunities.
Yeah.
We got Neil's lesson of the day coming up in approximately 15 minutes, and we're going to get a rating on some other things. But one thing that we want to focus on right now is the overall market. SpaceX actually at the top of the list. Okay, so we have 93 million shares traded, and this is my large cap scan, small cap, large cap, 2 different scanners.
Oh.
Okay. So here's SpaceX forming this bull flag. So not a horrible look, especially off that bottom. Who longed that 148 or that 149 level? That's a nice little jump. I removed my order, Sharif. I had an order out at 150 that I removed, and I actually placed lower to 25.
That's the right move, Joey.
I think we can get 115 or something along those lines. 1 second before we send it over to Sia. Intel, how have you been performing? An additional bull flag. So if we do get a pullback to the volume-weighted average price, then I might like this for a potential bull flag. Again, I'm not the best at trading Intel from an intraday standpoint, but if the setup is there, we'll take it. And it's unfortunate we're holding on to 200, but I think we just need to get it over with, absorb the liquidity to 195, maybe even 180 here in NVDA, and then hopefully we can continue on that path. With that being said, I'll be continuously buying more, and more. Sia, what do you have for us?
Get it, Sia.
Sorry, yeah, we're just gonna update you about this little, very, very tiny uptake, but the stock is still down 2.3% on the day. Blackstone BX, president and COO of the company, Jonathan D. Gray, saying that it plans to invest $30 billion in AI data centers in Japan over the next 3 to 5 years. Just a little bit of an uptick that I'm seeing on the chart right now. Blackstone president and COO saying that Blackstone plans to invest $30 billion in AI data centers in the next 3 to 5 years in Japan. Sending it back to you.
Yeah, for that. Also, Pakistani Prime Minister Sharif, MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, does not mention ballistic missiles. Iran does not want to discuss. That's the totality of the statement there. I'm sure it's removed out of context. Should we get more context, we'll update you on that. But that just leaked in right now there on the blotter. So something to keep an eye on. I love it, Mike. Mike, man, I haven't been to North Carolina since we ran with our tail between our legs, running away from Hurricane Bertha in Myrtle Beach. Summer of 1996, we crossed through North Carolina. We had to stay there because it's like a 1 day, kind of 2 day drive. That's the last time I was in North Carolina, man. But I do want to visit Raleigh. I do want to visit the state, the great state of North Carolina.
I want to visit the Carolinas, man. Me too, man.
Big Bertha. Yeah, no, seriously, the hurricane's name was Bertha. It didn't even end up being like that big. I think it was like a Cat 2 or, no, sorry. The higher the number, the worse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Cat 1 or Cat 2, something like that.
Oh, that's light, man. That's like a rainstorm.
Yeah, but my mom was panicking.
Was she?
We got the hell out of there. There was like a voluntary evacuation until I think after we left. We left when it was a voluntary evacuation. Like that's how Pero, my mom was, but like, she wasn't having none of that life. But
all right.
Stay away from the mega states to Chicago 1807. Brother, we got to love everybody, man. Come on.
Bro, I don't even, where do you think I'm going to allow some political agenda
I like Chicago, bro. He's a cool guy, bro.
So do I, man. Yeah. But just because it's red or blue doesn't mean I ain't going there. If it's a nice place and it's warm, I'm going to go check it out.
I go to California all the time. My sister lives
California.
there. I go to Florida.
California. Did you ever drive down what's the Pacific Coast there?
No, man. That would be a dream. So I have obviously taken PCH. Everybody has if you've been to LA, right? But we actually took PCH all the way down. I think it's called Carlsbad. It's just like right north of San Diego.
Yeah.
But we did take PCH.
What was that?
Pacific Coast Highway.
Yeah, no. I was gonna ask you a question. Like, there's this old Disney show with Jamie Spears on it, and they were at this like Pacific Coast like high school or something. It's a pretty good show.
I love that.
Totally.
It's kind of like Saved by the Bell. That was like there was Bayside and Valley,
you
right?
Know what
Bayside's
I mean?
like Bayside and Valley, obviously.
And 90210. But the new 90210, not the old one.
Kahlua lived in Carlsbad. Cool, man.
Oh.
Come to Afghanistan, brother.
Who said that? No, I heard it's a great place.
Yo, man, I'm not going to hate on Afghanistan.
No. I heard
it's like, hear me
I heard they're
pretty.
Yeah. I heard it's not too bad. I'll go anywhere, man. Actually, I'll take that back. If it's cold, we're not going there. But yeah,
very
Jody,
mountainous, Joey.
Yeah, absolutely. Jody used to live off of PCH, which is cool. I mean, literally, I'll go if it's warm. Give me a shout out. I'll head over there and see what we got going on. But other than that, guys, what are you looking at? Put some names in the chat. We'll go over that. What happened?
Come to North Korea, brother. Yo, I want to say hi to my boy Kim Jong.
Yeah.
Kim Jong Un.
I'll go to South
Korea.
Yo,
you see his sister?
No, I've seen her.
Yo, she's apparently, a few screws short of a full setup there, Joey. Apparently, she's got a lot of power too. Kim Jong-un's sister.
I would assume so, yeah. I
You gotta
mean,
be careful, Joey. Look at her the wrong way, you might get clipped.
Get locked up. Don't take any propaganda off the walls there, Sharif. You're looking at a life sentence there as well. I mean, there it is, right? Like AMD. There's a lot of people saying probably some crazy places to reach. I'll reach it, man. It ain't a thing. If there's a plane that goes there, I will attend. But there's AMD, guys, $515. We're waiting for a pullback. Now, listen, I talked about a couple of names that I'm looking to grab some more of. That's going to be Google. I think I am going to get involved in some gold here relatively soon. So it's Google, DRAM, and SpaceX are my next primary allocations, but I wanted to pull up the banks here because I know Jesse really likes the banks, and you have JPM up 0.7%, closer to 8 here, Sharif, and then we also have Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley over here. They're red, and JPM strong here today, red strong. But what we do have is Walmart, our guy Wally's World, up 2%. So we're talking about a rotation into strength and out of tech and into staples. Here it is. Walmart up 2%. Costco up 1.5% there. Straight Procter & Gamble 2.25%. And I was going to say Chewy, but I don't know why I don't have Target up here. But Target, I believe, was positive earlier here today. So the consumer defensive looking pretty good here, guys. Not going to complain about it whatsoever. And some of the financials are helping the SPY hold up a little bit stronger than what we got on the NASDAQ. Not by much, but we are closer to the volume-weighted average price in the S&P 500 than what we are in the NASDAQ.
I'm watching it, Tisha. It's struggling with the $0.50 though. Tisha's calling out FCUV. And let me point out something, Tisha. I'm actually quite impressed with how this is holding a former area of technical resistance. Specifically, I'm talking about that $5 area. Take a gander from 10 o'clock to the breakout at 11 o'clock. We were basically straddling 10, but from the south side. Now we're doing the opposite of that. We're straddling it from the north side, but we're having a lot of trouble clearing through the $0.50, let alone 6. And so you kind of look at the 1 minute chart here, and I'm seeing lower highs, Tish. That's the thing, right? So I do want to get back into FCUV. I think this one has the most parabolic potential for small cap traders. If that's your thing, it doesn't have to be your thing, right? But I wanted this to set up right. So shout out to Tisha. Keep me apprised of how you view this, Tish. But I'm definitely got it ready on a trading screen here. Look, it's above 5.5. Now it's below 5.5. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's a little zig and zag. But shout out to the OG Bovin. We all know Bovin's call-outs lately have been stellar. And now he's calling out Fofo. Fofo, do you love me? There we go. Let's put this Fofo on here. Now, here's the deal. Fofo's a little light on vol. We got 255,000 shares, Assassino. Only $27 million market cap, 255,000 shares, as I mentioned. You need to be alive, though, to that 520 area. Why? That 520 area has a high there of 378. That is higher than the official high day at 370, okay? And moreover, it had a lot of volume, relatively speaking. Of course, the biggest volume bar on the day was that 520 print. So be alive to that. I do like this stair step above in, but it's really lacking for volume at the moment. We'll see how this cookie is able to crumble. Joey, we got to throw it up to Adara.
Yes.
Because we've got a big interview coming.
We do, and I'm looking forward to listening to it here.
Excited to welcome Marshall Abbott to the show, CEO of Aero Exploration. You can find this ticker AXL on both the AIM and the TSXV. Good morning, Marshall. Thank you for being here with us today. Yeah, if there's audio issues, we can come back to that. If he's here, in the meantime, we can begin this conversation. Yeah, just let me know if there's audio issues here. If not, we can certainly proceed. We'll go back to the guys in the meantime.
All right, no problem. I'm sure the production team will have that fixed in a jiff. We'll get Marshall Abbott, CEO of Aero Exploration, on momentarily, guys. Just be patient with us, okay? So thank you for that. All right, let's see what other people are talking about here. I'm still holding here, Assassino, just for everybody following CRMT. We're still holding here multiple doji candles all around that $4 level. I could be a buyer again if this one dips into 380, seeing as 380 was almost a triple top, certainly a double top. Then we breached it on the third attempt. So a move down into 380 gets me back into the trade. While I debate that, you
No,
okay.
no, we're not ready yet.
We're not
I
ready
don't
quite
really
yet.
get what you guys are saying, to be honest with you. Why are they?
Green Day, he says he's not a cat, nor is Escape Planet.
I don't know what's
I
up with
really
that.
like it.
It's a reference to Roaring Kitty's testimony for the House Committee. I am not a cat. I believe that's what it's referenced to.
Okay, I'm glad Jesse didn't say
Maybe
it.
because is AMC moving up again today?
Listen,
or-
oh, are you kidding me, AMD, man? There it goes, breaking
AMC.
through. Now
AMC's
we're ready.
down 25%.
And, yeah, well, I mean, like, do we expect anything else? Like, Sharif, you didn't go and watch the Taylor Swift concert there? Meow. Yeah, whoa. Yeah, let's send things over here, guys. A nice recovery in AMD, a nice trend line break. Let's see if we can get involved in some AMDL. We're gonna send things off.
ADTX.
Here we go. Sorry for the technical difficulties there, but not sorry at all to welcome in our guest. Excited to have Marshall Abbott, CEO of Aero Exploration, with us again. You can find this ticker AXL, that's AXL, on AIM and the TSXV. Good morning. Thank you for being here with us today.
Good morning. Pleasure to be with you.
Great to have you. Let's start right off with the info. Congrats on beginning the drilling process in the Ikako-2 exploration well last month. So what can you tell us about this exploration and the results that you've seen so far?
Well, Ikako is the latest discovery we've had in our block, in the Tapir block in the Llanos Basin, which is the most fertile oil-producing basin in Colombia. We have drilled 6 exploration wells that have spawned success with 45 development wells, the most recent being Ikako 1 and 2. The Ikako has 4 potential hydrocarbon-bearing zones. We're focused on the 2 that deliver the most, the fastest. And these wells typically have potential to exceed 2,000 barrels a day gross. We're 50%, we operate. So we've got quite a bit of running room just off that one play. Of the 45 wells we've drilled, we've only had 1 dry hole. So the hydrocarbon density of the area that we're playing with in our sandbox is fabulous.
Well, can you tell us about your forward drilling plans, including the IC4HZ well targeting the UBAC?
So we, 4 days ago, spudded our first horizontal well at the in the Ikako play into the Ubaki reservoir. That reservoir is over 100 feet thick. So with the advanced sensory tools that we have, we can drill a horizontal well 10 feet from the top of that zone to 2 miles out. And that has the potential to bring in multi-thousands of barrels a day. We've got quite a bit of running room. There are additional horizontal wells we're going to drill in there. Additional vertical wells we're going to drill for a shallower target that is a little lighter oil. So we've got some fun in this sandbox facing the company for the next 6 to 12 months.
So let's go what you guys have done so far. Can you provide us with an overall production update, I guess, like year to date, beginning to date production, which includes production from IC2?
So we're hovering right now around 5,000 barrels a day. We've got, I would say there's close to 600 barrels a day net that we haven't turned on yet. And with the drilling program that we foresee, I see us punching through 6,000 barrels a day quite easily towards the end of the year. And that's taking into account declines. But we've got a very thick book of prospects. Our prospect inventory has running room that spans probably 5 or 6 years.
So oil pricing has, of course, been in watch as of late, given recent tensions, as we know, in the Middle East. What can you tell us about your oil field realized prices? How do you see gas prices over the next few months behaving?
So from an oil perspective, our revenue reported last quarter was $97 Brent. So we're paid in Brent. We have an 8% royalty on the block. Our net backs are probably north of $50 a barrel. We're cash flowing fabulous monthly from perspective of actual cumulative oil production that we get is fabulous. That 8% royalty makes it one of the more beneficial fiscal regimes in Latin America. So we're in a good spot there. We're sitting on a ton of cash. We're cash flowing great amounts and looking forward to expanding on the drilling progress that we've had. We're probably the second busiest operator onshore Colombia outside of Ecopetrol, the national oil company.
So you mentioned the Tapir block earlier. Can you provide us with an update on the possibility of an extension of the Tapir block?
So the Tapir block has a 20-year shelf life, and that expiry occurs in 2028 in the first quarter. And that is a block that we have to negotiate with Ecopetrol, the national oil company. We have an ongoing dialogue with them. They've been impressed with the fact that we've spent net $127 million in the Tapir block. So again, it's one of the more attractive fiscal regimes. We're very confident we're going to get an extension to that, as there is a lot more to do in the Tapir block in the Llanos Basin.
Excited to see what's next. Thank you so much again to Marshall Abbott, CEO of Arrow Exploration, for being here with us today. You can find this stock AXL in both the AIM and the TSXV. Thanks again.
Thank you very much to Adara and Marshall Abbott. Great interview there, CEO of Arrow Exploration. I was interested there. They get paid in Brent, huh?
I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't be complaining about that right now.
No, because Brent usually a little bit higher than WTI, right?
No.
There goes ADTX. This one is not permitted for trading on our system. I guess it wasn't doing enough volume until today, but there we go. It's ripping up here into 32% Assassino. And guess what, Assassino? This one has done over 1 billion shares so far. In fact, it's closing in on 1.1 billion. Very, very big move up here. We're going to keep a close eye on this one. Perhaps maybe somebody requested to get unblocked. We'll be able to trade it maybe on a pullback, maybe right into like 26 pennies, like that perfect area of support, 25 pennies or 2 pennies, sorry, 2.5 pennies. This is a yeah, guys, this is a 3 penny name, not 30 pennies, but 3 pennies. So ADTX in focus here, up 67, 61%. But as you guys think about that, SIA will let you think about this.
Before we dive into the stocks and what's going on, let's take a look at the 3 major averages for today. We have the SPY in the red, down 1.18%. The triple Q is also sliding in the red. We're going to have a story about this later in the news segment, down very close to 3%. And the Dow in the green. It's been up in the green since yesterday. We are going to take a look at some stories. First ticker that I do want to talk about, well, it's a commodity. We're talking about gold and silver slipping today following those global tech stocks lower after the rate hike fears across markets. Since the outbreak of the U.S.-Iran war that started on 28th Feb, gold's reputation as a safe haven asset has been a bit under pressure. Wall Street also changing its outlook on gold after several banks have downgraded their price forecasts on the metal following Warsh's first meeting as well. Additionally, in a note that was published today, Deutsche Bank has written that hawks are driving out bulls in the gold market, revising the price target to $4,300 an ounce in the third quarter if the Fed stays on hold, outlining the risk that 3 to 4 Fed hikes could take gold as low as $3,800 an ounce. Also, another ticker that we're going to take a look at is ROST. That's ROST Stores. Wells Fargo has downgraded it to an equal weight from overweight, despite strong performance over the past year. The analyst Boruchow has kept his price target at $245, implying a 3.4% upside from yesterday's close. Ticker ROST on watch. Sending it back to you.
Are we though? We got the lesson of the day here, and I'm going to give a special shout out to Sharif on this one because he might have just mentioned a name I was going to go over. It's a special shout out to Daniel as well because Dan talked about, and Daniel Schlepp around talking about market structure and, you know, where sometimes the better liquidity can be and how traders, oftentimes in real trading, will look to other maybe small cap symbols that aren't as heavily covered for better opportunities out there. But one of the important things when you're looking for opportunities is how transferable some of the skills that you're using can be to you. Now, I'm going to use Nvidia as an example, because I feel like this is about as good of an example of you see something happening in the chart or in the tape, and then a change of behavior in the tape is somewhat obvious. So that's where you could have the turn. Like you have your morning, let me zoom in a bit more. Like you have your morning volatility. All of a sudden you hit up just close to 10 o'clock and a behavioral change in the tape. So the long really starts to fizzle out. right through VWAP, this is where you get the change. You go into this weird consolidation chop, and then the break of VWAP changes, acceleration to the downside, then go into some chop, and then back into more malaise. It's these types of moments that I think a lot of traders would look for. But you know what? When you find a similar pattern like this in something like ADTX, you could make the argument, morning volatility, chop, 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 chop. Look at the volume, look at the distinct difference, and look at the continuation. Like, it's showing you that something is happening here, and then it's breaking out the pre-market high on the third candle on a 3-minute. That's 5 or 6 minutes of extra volume and a pattern changing, and then the breakout. 27 to 35 with volume under here is like 24.5. Last I checked, and here's the ultimate truth. I said how Dan drops truth bombs, and that's so very true. I've known him a long time. The difference between 2.5 cents worth of risk to make 8 or to make 5 to 8 is no different from $2.50 to make $5 to $8. This has done 1.2 billion shares. If you think you're any better off trading SpaceX or Tesla or Nvidia than you are taking an opportunity on this, I would venture to say as a day trader, you're wrong. It's all just about the risk to reward, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're trying to take, and again, for it to go 2.5 to 3.5, it's a 40% move. It's done 1.2 billion shares. It's scalable. Like, what is the difference? I get it. You get to go, if you happen to trade Nvidia, and let's say you grab that off of that VWAP change here, maybe you're short at 202 with a stop at 202.50 or something, and then you're playing it down in here to 201. So, risk 50 cents to make $1 to $1.50. Okay, get your 2.5, 3-to-1 trade that way. Boom, you made your buck. Or I would venture to tell you that in terms of liquidity, ADTX in a lot of ways can be even better. It's actually still going as we speak. And when this changes behavior, maybe there's a short in there as well. I mean, it's not doing it yet. But it's just about the pattern. You see the extra volume. You can make the same 2.5 to 1 trade here as you can anywhere else. None of it necessarily matters. It's about the pattern recognition. It's about the liquidity and simply executing a winning trade with good risk to reward. You can go over there and you can risk whatever notional amount you want, but decent chance that you're actually able to deploy capital better for most traders in a penny stock. I'm not just saying that because I started out as a penny stock trader, but there's this weird thing where everyone wants to just be playing the more difficult games oftentimes instead of what can be a little bit more simple. And I'll give you actually a Danism, because I've said this before on the show, but it actually came from Daniel. The line that he used to use 2 lines. One of them is, if it was raining nickels outside, would you not pick them up? It's like, it's just happening. You can either get them or you can not get them. He would choose to get them. I think that's sort of obvious. But the other one, he used to give the best basketball analogy of all time. He liked basketball. And he would simply say, if I pay you for every single bucket that you get, you are getting paid for every time you put the basketball through the hoop, and you get 3 options. You can play against an NBA player, you can play against a high school player, he's like, or you could play against a random person on the street. And all you have to do is, you're gonna get paid per bucket. Which game are you gonna play? And the only people that are playing against the NBA people are the ones that don't care about money, but just want the prestige of being able to say they did that, which is fine too. Like, I think it would be cool to sit down at a poker table with Phil Ivey one day. That would be fun. I would lose my money. I would lose every penny that I put in, that I bought in, if I play the best poker player in the world, but I might have some fun doing it. But understand that oftentimes if you choose the higher stake, that's what's gonna happen. And if you get the opportunity to find a good pattern in some stock that isn't covered by a bajillion analysts and has all the crazy, has more dark pool trading and more market makers, if you have an opportunity to do it elsewhere, there's a reason why some of those things are more heavily traded at real trading and why people make their bones on them. And there's nothing wrong with that. So just find the game that works for you and at the end of the day, you're just trying to get paid. No one really cares. I've said, like I said before, like if you, for a prop trader, when you're cashing your check, you settle at the end of every single month, and you cash your monthly check, or for a retail trader, when you pull money out of your account that are winnings, I don't recall anybody checking to see what stock did you win that? Oh, you won that on ADTX? Oh, no, your money's no good here. Yeah, you can't buy that car. That ain't how it works. I mean, if it does work like that, then I'm sorry. But no, it doesn't work like that. All you have to do is get that bank. So find the patterns where you can. It doesn't always have to be in the big cappers. Good luck. This market wants VWAP. This market wants to go. IBIT's finally going, Joe. It's going. See ya.
Yeah, keep an eye out here, GOOGL. Google will be requiring new advertiser verification for financial services in 24 markets in the European Economic Area starting July 23. Just a little bit of a downtick over there, going up right now. We're also going to take a look at a couple of comments. Sorry about that. Couple comments coming in from, oh my God, that's the wrong ticker. We're going to take a look, apologies, Nils. We're going to take a look at a couple comments coming in from U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio saying that the Iran MOU will come up in talks with Middle East region. He's also saying that you cannot end hostilities in regions if Iran proxies are launching missiles. It's an issue that will be brought up at an appropriate time. He's also saying that peace in the region is impossible if Iranian allies keep firing missiles. Mark Rubio also stating that no country is allowed to charge tolls or fees on an international waterway. That's existing international law. Sending it to you.
Huge shout out to VinFast for sponsoring today's video. They just announced a massive partnership with AutoBrains and NVDA to bring level 4 agentic AI autonomous driving to life. We're talking next-gen intelligent tech that is completely redefining how we hit the road. If you want to see what the actual future of driving looks like, click the link in our description and check out VinFast today. All right, guys, let's talk some. Let's get back. I know someone said no more talky, more stocky. Well, we'll get into that. We can talk stock. We're like, yeah. I mean, hey, you got to take a little bit of a break at one point. Whoa, sorry.
What happened, Joe?
Yeah, exactly. AMDL. No, guys. In all seriousness, we're down 4.4% at this point, but a nice breakup. Like the market is starting to find its way at this point. And I was talking about 3570 here potentially on IBIT, and I've seen this volume spike. So I'm like, oh, okay, something's going on here. So maybe we wait for a pullback and then we look to get involved one more time on this bad boy. But it looks like strength is starting to step back into this market as we have the NASDAQ and the SPY both above the volume weighted average price at this point. And then we had a strong breakout in SpaceX. All right, I mean, it's just one day, so I'm not going to get too worried about anything and not think that my fill down here at 125 is going to happen. My order at 125 is going to get filled. I mean, at this point, this is still below what we've seen. We had the opening almost directly at our previous opening price, right, of $150. And then now we're starting to climb a little bit higher. Now, at this pace, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin breaks through this 35.54 marker. And you can see we've established a new intraday high at 527 here on AMD. Man, the stock does not want to pull back aggressively. Every little dip gets bought back up, and that's what I was talking about earlier this morning. With that being said, let's head over to DRAM to see how this has been performing here, and if it's found its way. Sure enough, you have about 45 minutes of selling, a little bit more than that, and then now you're trading above VWAP. So not too bad of a recovery at this point, Sharif. Things are starting to look a little optimistic in the market here.
Yes, of course. It is very optimistic. Everything is very good. You have a look at Bloom Energy yesterday, Joe?
No, someone was mentioning it today, though.
Bouncing quite nicely. Tested 300 on the dot after making all-time highs yesterday of 350. Here comes 330. That's a gnarly $30 move, and that didn't give you much time, quite frankly, at all. Right at 9:30, it dipped in. It held 300 on the dot, $300.70 is the area low. 329 now showing up as the intraday high. Obviously, we closed out way higher. We closed out at 346. We triple topped yesterday at 350, but Bloom Energy has been the gift that keeps on giving. It was consolidated for a while, so you had to be a little bit patient. with this one. Consolidation here essentially from the 29th of April. That was the last big move up until, quite frankly, a few days ago, the 18th of June. So Bloom Energy, obviously, one of the bigger swing trades that we've had on in a while, and I'm going to continue to hold that one. Look, I'm still holding FCell. I'm not very happy with the price action on FCell, and I get there's concentration risk there between the sell and the Bloom. But I was holding the sell for a different reason. It was just rocketing up, in my opinion, on sympathy with, you know, these sort of, what are they called? Hydrogen plays, which aren't even really using hydrogen. Like when you look into Bloom, they're using gas turbines. Like they just don't care. They're just like, there's a crunch of power and we're going to get our hands on whatever power we can. In any event, we almost got back into local area highs yesterday on FCell. Got to about 236 and a third. But as you can see, there are a lot of resistance right around 27 bucks. No closing prints above 27 bucks. Here we are today trading at 22.33. I'm going to continue to hold the sell. I will hold it until it loses 14. So $14 will be my out on that one because it's the area low, all right? And I don't want that area low to get tested again because that would be a lower low and a lower high, right? Because we didn't quite breach that area high back on the 26th of May. So still holding the sell, still holding the Bloom, looking for a bigger move on both of them. Look, I gotta tell you, my price target on Bloom Energy is 400 bucks. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's just the way it is, right? We're holding this from double digits. Let's cut the crap. So
cut it, man.
Yeah. All right, guys. INFQ, triple top now, 1650. All right. Let me just move this out of the way. Area reject, area reject, area reject, and now a longer area of area reject. They were quicker before. So I'm starting to see a range form here on INFQ. In fact, it feels like 15 and 4/5. Let's maybe say 16 at times. And about 16 and a half to the, 16 and a half to the high side. So it's a 50 penny range here on INFQ. So if your view here is a breakout trade, the methodology I would suggest is to get in at around 16. Now I have to close my position here on CRMT. It's bleeding its own blood. Right? This is the area that we said, Joey. Remember we talked about 380 being a staunchy area of resistance?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to get in here. I'm in, and I'm going to give it to below 370, okay? So that changes my cost basis fundamentally. So I'll go 369 out for that amount. I think I screwed up that. I have to fix that stop. It probably did not activate. Yeah, just have to change that. So we're going to go 369 out on this one. And we'll see how this cookie ends up crumbling. But that 380 area was of import earlier. So despite the fact that it's been kind of putting in a whole bunch of lower highs ever since that 416 move, I'm going to give this one the old college try. So we have 381s on. I'm going to post at 88s. And I'm also going to post at 94s. Okay? Just before we go to Dara, I do want to mention that ADTX is absolutely ripping. It is 110%. And it's at 4 whole pennies. Okay? This one, not available for trading on our system, but we're always going to be able to cover it for you. And the volume here, to say ample is a gross understatement. 1.5 billion shares have exchanged hands so far on the day. In fact, correction, 1.51 billion, almost 1.52. So ample liquidity to get you going here. Be careful, though. A loss of, I would say, 3.2, which is this consolidation area low, I think sends us back probably to 2 pennies. Trade this one carefully. Let's go to Adair.
Keep an eye on SpaceX here, guys. We'll pull up the chart here. SPCX. About a week after Nvidia had a bond offering, which had a lot more interest than we were expecting. Sounds like SpaceX has done the same. I'm seeing that apparently they received peak demand of $89 billion for their first debt offering as a public company. Again, I was reading they were looking for 20 billion, nearly 90 billion in demand apparently for this SpaceX bond offering, their first since they went public. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Adara. So I'm just, yeah.
Are you a fan of the king?
Of course, man.
Hey, man.
A very old friend.
My mom
by today.
Used to be like one of his hysterical
His
groupies.
fans? Yeah.
No, I don't call my mom a groupie. That's crazy.
Very
But
old friend.
she was a big fan of hers, man.
Came
And
by
his, I mean,
today.
yeah.
You
Joey,
that his latest
are
friend.
you seeing this?
Yeah, but no, I was gonna ask you this. Have you seen AT&T today?
T?
T. brother.
What's it doing?
It's doing.
Is it up 2%?
It's up bigly
That's
here,
a big
man.
name. That's
now,
a big day for
I
it.
wanted to read this because I like this here, Sharif. California regulators asked
Get
the
it, Bubba.
court and the Federal Communications Commission
What'd
to
they ask?
reject the company's request to stop offering traditional copper wire phone service to new customers in parts of the state. The California Public Utilities Commission argues the carrier of last resort obligation is technology neutral, but says AT&T has not shown replacement options which would meet state standards for all impacted users. It's called fiber. Like everybody's
That's your world. I know you know that world quite well.
It's like, dude, what are you guys using copper still at this point? Like, I understand there's some things like larger cables.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Is it Rogers copper?
Everything's fiber now, bro.
So how come Rogers is slower than Bell then? Like at the extremes? Like
I
thought they were
don't know.
using
It's the larger networking cables. Like I'm talking like so there's everything that's connected, right, is turned into like you still have the major networking cables, copper, right? A lot of them, but like to the home, so from the network, right, is fiber, right? So let's see.
My understanding was the only difference between the two is one's moving electrons and the other one's moving photons.
Yeah, it's glass. Yeah, it's glass. Yeah, it's the one's a little faster than.
It's a little bit faster. That's why Bell always kind of likes to dunk on Rogers. Right? Guys, this is getting serious here. ADTX is now at 6 whole pennies. Neil, this was at 4 pennies.
Put the request in, Neil.
Neil's watching ADTX.
He said he can trade it. He said he could trade it.
Well, I wasn't able to, so it must be unblocked now. Let's watch. Okay.
Try it.
Yeah, I'm going to. I just want to see. I'm going to go 1 share here. No, I'm still getting the rejection. I might be offsetting by too much. Let's see. No, I'm still blocked. That's okay. So guys, it's bleeding its own blood. This is an aggressive move down, but this is the area that I was telling you to look out for. 3.5 pennies, right? That's a long area consolidation. Now, it had buyers there before. Does it have buyers there this time? You need to be careful. So if you're going to get in at 33.5 or thereabouts, my suggestion to you is a loss of 3 gets you the hell out of there, okay? It's up 130%. We're closing in on 2 billion shares of volume, 1.76. Very aggressive move, Sia.
The IWM in the red, down 0.5% almost on the day. Let's take a look at 3 individual tickers. Nothing major going on, but some analyst commentary. That's it. VICR down 7% on the day. It's been maintained at buy by 3 analysts, Craig Hallam, Roth Capital, as well as Needham. We have VRNS up 13.42 on the day. Couple analyst comments here, maintained at buy. And AAOI, again, maintained at buy by Rosenblatt, down 11.3% on the day, sending it to Adara.
Keep an eye here on the market. Interesting headline here. We know we already had a defense headline with Trump. We heard reported earlier yesterday and then again today that he's going to be meeting with some defense contractors tomorrow. Axios is also reporting that he's going to be headlining the McCormick Defense Summit. I didn't know what this was, so I looked into it. It appears to be a summit hosted by Senator Dave McCormick in Pennsylvania. This will be taking place from July 14th to 15th, 2026. So next month, again, President Trump reportedly going to headline this summit. Now, this is interesting, too, because A, it has the defense connection to this meeting we're expecting tomorrow, and B, Trump's going to be in Pennsylvania today at 2:05 p.m. So a couple different connections. Maybe we'll hear a bit of an update here on the Senator Dave McCormick 2026 Pennsylvania Defense and Innovation Summit during these comments today at 2:05 p.m. Stick with us. We'll cover those for you when we get them in about 2 hours or so. Back to you.
Thank you very much. There's a lot to cover here, so let's get right down to it. Assassino, bold, BOLD. I don't know what the hell this kind of price action is, why this just gapped up at 755. I'm sure there's a news headline that I probably don't care about, but BOLD into high of day 267. The previous day high, which is not an official high, is 280. That's in the pre-market, and that's at 755. Shout out to Bovin. Great call out there on BOLD. There goes CRMT into an area high. What an ad there. At 80s, good look, looking for 399 next. I got to tell you, though, about BRBR. If you've ever programmed HTML, which I had to in high school, who knows what BR means? Put it in the chat, something for you. But BRBR, that's just giving me shades of HTML coding here. $11 double top, but here we go, breaching through 1107 high. Hey, you guys are great, man. You guys are quick with that. Ichiro coming in, AK, Brant, Hangry. All right, Sarah knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, we have a lot of coders in the chat, man. Fantastic. I love this. We code for a living, bro. How am I supposed to know? Brent, you're on the other side of the screen, brother. I got no idea.
Yeah, bro. How is bro
man?
supposed to know that?
Who's?
Your bro. How is bro supposed to know that?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you're not gonna know that.
Well,
All right,
knows.
Sharif, hold on. I gotta cover
go ahead,
something
Joe.
here, man. We're gonna be looking at the Nasdaq, the TQQs. For this break of this pivot at 76.56. Now we just need to be patient and wait for a pullback right back towards the volume weighted average price. This was our entry right there. I've seen it a little bit too late, but DRAM is starting to print what we want. A new high of the day on SpaceX, 163.76. So it's looking pretty good here. Joe usually assumes things. All right, man. I know I'm sick of you guys today, man. No, we don't do that anymore, Sharif. So there it is, the TQQs, man. Let's see what we got going on. Adam, hey, there's nothing wrong with that, my boy. I hope you're having a fantastic one. I don't know where you are today, but I know, yeah, you said you're at home. So nice look, guys. Let's head over to the TQQs and see what we got going on. Pro shares, and see what we got. Now, we can post up, which I'm actually going to do, but I don't mind if we chase a little bit on this one. Then we can just add some more at VWAP. So, we love you too, Bearded fam. We mad love you. There's no question about that. But let's get in at 60 cents. And trust me, I wouldn't crash out. I don't think I'm a crash out. Sia, do you think I'm a crash out? I don't think so. There it is, $76. Is where we're going to be posted up at here, guys. A nice little recovery here in the overall market. Let's head back over to our watch list and see if things have changed, if the narrative on today, like, remember we were looking at this bright and early in the morning and it was just red across the board? Well, a lot of that is really, really starting to cool off now. I want to head over to the top. The SPY and the NASDAQ, like, the NASDAQ's down 2.5%. Meanwhile, the SPY is only down 1%, okay? Oh, shout out to the TSX, though, holding on to positivity, which isn't bad whatsoever. So that's a pretty good look. IWM down 1/3% and almost at all-time highs. And we have to take into consideration the fear of potential rate hikes. What sector is it going to hit the hardest? Well, the ones that have to enter the debt, and that's going to be the small caps. So IWM only 0.5% off of the all-time high. So not too bad of a look there, guys. The Dow Jones positive. The only out of the major averages here today, guys, is the only name, the Dow Jones, that is positive. Some of the largest holdings obviously being Caterpillar. With that being said, let's take a look at CAT. Oh, are you surprised by this? Neil, are we ever going to get a split on Caterpillar so us average Joes here can get involved with it? Sharif, Caterpillar's still holding up, and I mean, you're looking for. She's really good, man. She's doing really good. Well, I was saying the Dow Jones is the only positive major average here today. Yeah. So.
I could have told you that in the morning, Joe. He was only down 0.5%.
Yeah, you're going to hear that. And that's what I was just saying. Like, man, when you go over, let's do that right now, actually, Sharif, because we can.
Good call.
The DIA. We're going to look at the top holdings here. Because I think that stuff's important, so you know what you're actually owning and what you're trading. Caterpillar, what did I say, man?
What'd you say, Joey?
It's one of the heaviest weighted names in the Dow Jones. 10.5%, right? Goldman Sachs, 12.4% right there. Microsoft, man. And think about how the Dow has been performing, and its third largest holding is Microsoft, a name that's still in bear market territory. United Health, been in the dustbin as well. Amgen in there. Visa, we like that. Home Depot actually receiving a downgrade, Sharif. And then we have American Express. We always know the wealthy do relatively well. American Express being the 8th largest holding. And then we have Apple and Sherwin-Williams in there as well.
Sherwin-Williams, man.
Oh.
And American getting cute, too. I was telling Brendo this like a month ago.
Yeah.
If you've got the platinum card or if you have... Like,
Amex you're referring to
yes,
here,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir. So that was, a lot of people were getting it and paying the yearly fee for the airport lounges, right? Because you would get unlimited amount of airport lounge visits. So if you want to pay $700 to some people, I do. I have black. But right here, my boy.
Let me see it, my boy.
Right here. Oh, it's got it needs my face, Joey.
Let me get that number. Let me
get that number, yeah, like it's gonna show it to you there, my guy. There we go. Right there.
Right.
No, but seriously, if you've got that platinum, and you were wanting to pay $700 for the airport lounges, they're like, nice try. You're gonna get maximum of 3 lounge visits per year, unless I think it's either 25 or 50,000 you spend per year on the card.
On the card?
And then you get moved up to unlimited. So they were wise to that whole move, right?
Like buggers. Well, I told you what Aeroplan did, right?
What'd they
like
do?
they points used to be in a dollar value. So you had 50,000 points. It would be reflect $500 if you're going to use Air Canada Vacations or something along those lines. Now they removed that. They revoked the dollar value, and it's just strictly points now.
Do they? Okay, let me ask a question, a follow-up, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Do the points equate to a dollar value?
Not anymore. Not anymore. So like everything is. So if I were to go and purchase a flight, so it's like, okay, you could go like.
Hold on.
Ahead.
So the points can be completely disconnected than the price?
Yeah. So like you can go and pay for a flight with all points, but they won't tell you the dollar value of the points.
I see what you're saying.
Specifically. Yeah.
So basically, you have no idea how many points you have, like what the equation to the dollar is.
Yeah, unless you've been in it for a while, right? So like if you were to do a comparison between paying for a flight with Aeroplan opposed to the actual dollar amount, you'll see there's a little bit of a discrepancy.
That's interesting, man. Well,
Honestly, Scotiabank is pretty good with their points.
But you have that's Avion, isn't it?
No, it's Scene points.
C points?
Scotiabank, Scene points.
Scene. Oh, okay, Scene.
Shout out to Scene Points. I used to collect those.
Did you?
Yeah,
I've only ever had one.
Anymore.
I've only had one credit card ever, and that was my Aeroplan.
That was No, I have three. I have one of each. The Amex, MasterCard, and Visa, just because you got to diversify. Joey, we got to get to some supers.
You pull them up.
So Kim Jong Click Clack.
Okay.
What is happening? Look at the picture, y'all. Go and look at the picture.
Pull it up, man.
I got to pull up right now. Look,
what's the
look
click
at
clack?
Kim Jong Click Clack over here. Get it, Kim. I mean, it's fantastic over here, bro. I tell you, man. You guys got to research his sister, man. Watch out. I think he's the crazy one.
Pull it up. Pull her up.
I got 25K. What am I shorting? What are you shorting? I feel like this is a better question for you since I rarely go short.
Bro, what do you mean?
What are you shorting right now with 25 grand in this kind of market? If I was to throw some, is it going to be CRM? Is it going to be Zscaler? Who are you shorting in this market, man?
That's a great question, my brother.
You know, we've seen a lot of names beat down that haven't recovered.
Yeah, you gave me two really good ones. What's another name that's just been absolutely hasn't been participating? ServiceNow, maybe?
Now, yeah.
Let's see what ServiceNow has been up to.
That chart last time I looked at it.
But I mean, it did have a little bit of a pop there. Listen, if I have 25K, what am I shorting? I ain't shorting with that 25K. I'll tell you that.
If you have to, like, just
if
go
I
with it.
had to.
Yeah, just go with it.
Oh man, that's such a tough question. We're gonna head over to the watch list. We're gonna have a little bit of fun with this.
Here's what I'll do. You know what you could do over here, right? Just look at year to dates, like the ones.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like the year to dates. If you're looking for something weak.
Netflix.
Music to my ears. Oh man, you just moved up.
Netflix.
Spots
Did I?
In the old order condescendi.
Thanks. Well, I must be. I was already up at the. How much higher can I? How much higher can I climb?
Yeah, we're straight up. Right? All right, let's mosey on up to see if she's got Sector Watch.
SPY in the red, down almost 8% today. Let's take a look at the sectors. We do have the semiconductor, sorry about this. We do have the semiconductor stocks that have been hit the hardest today. We have Nvidia, MU, weak ahead of its earnings tomorrow, down 10.56%. Nvidia sliding 3.14%. AMD, AVGO also bleeding. AMD down 5%. AVGO also down almost 3%. We have in tech services, we have Google continuing its losses after its worst day in over a year yesterday, currently down 0.63%. Microsoft up 1.64%, holding that bullish momentum from yesterday. They also announced general availability of the Azure Copilot Observability Agent today. Meta trading flat right now, even though the Meta AI glasses came out, but it did have a huge uptick after the news just broke. Oracle down almost 4%. The total workforce has declined 13%, or about 21,000 employees in fiscal 2026, as the company is restructuring its business, partly driven by the adoption of AI across its operations. In finance, we have a lot of green: BRKB, JPM, VMA, MasterCard, BAC, all in the green, up around 1%. We have producer manufacturing looking a bit down, LRCX, AMAT down 9% almost, and 9.08% respectively. Consumer durables, Tesla down 5.34%. The NHTSA is investigating a crash involving a Tesla Model 3 in which a car slammed into a Texas home and unfortunately killed a 76-year-old woman on Friday. So yeah, looking bad for Tesla over there. Consumer non-durables looking pretty good. Retail trade, Amazon, Walmart, Costco in the green, up almost 1%. Walmart up 2%. Health tech, Lilly trading flat at the moment. J&J, ABBV maintaining its bullish momentum again from yesterday. Energy minerals, a bit of a mixed sentiment. XOM in the green, up almost 1%. Other sectors like transportation, industrial, commercial services, communication. Communication looks pretty good. Health services and consumer services, a bit of gray and a bit of green. Disney up almost 1%. MACD is trading flat at the moment, and that's all for your sector watch. Sending it to the guys.
I got to tell you, on a day where the market is decidedly green, except the Dow, I expected to see more red on that heat map.
On the heat map there?
Yeah, there was a lot of green there.
Yeah. I mean,
quite surprised
dude,
about
that's
that.
what I was talking about. Like after the open, let's pull it back up. I know we just went over it. We'll look at the top performing sectors here today, and then we'll run through that once again because I mentioned like the South Korean market did tank the market at one point, right? But I think, okay, if these names are really strong, at some point we will get bought right back up. The comm sector is definitely on the top side of things. Financials holding on to positivity, and then there's the energy sector, right? So industrials and tech, best performing and usually the hardest hit, and aside from industrials, that is. So what I want to do is head over to our heat map and see what we got going on here. And I know we just went over things, but there's the financials. We can head over to the communications. Google starting to turn things around in a morning where we're like, oh no, it's the red wedding. For those who know, no, Shreve, you don't know, man.
The red wedding?
Yeah.
Is that a communist wedding?
No.
Oh, my bad.
No. It's crazy. It's from Game of Thrones, which is everybody just gets.
I don't know, the Red Army.
I know. I
what do
see
you
what
want
you're
from
getting
me,
at,
bro?
man.
Like-
You know what my favorite? I was gonna say, my favorite country. That's crazy for me to say. One of my favorite places on the planet.
Luis.
What do you say? What do Luis say?
Again.
Oh, there he is, our boy.
love him, man.
Which country has a star, a red star?
China?
That I always talk
Vietnam?
about.
Hey!
There we go. We love it. We love a little Da Nang here. But other than that, guys, like a nice turnaround and a nice solid recovery. We can head over to our watch list. And when Neil and I were going over things bright and early this morning, the majority of these names were red. Like, we still have some of the memory plays and the chip plays that are still holding on to negativity,
Ram.
but that's totally fine. Marvell down 8%.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be up 15 tomorrow.
But that's the thing. ARM down 9% as well too. So for me personally, I'm just licking my lips looking at some of these names. We were down 2% in Google. Sharif started to recover. Now we're only down 0.6. So watch out. I'm waiting for 330 to add a little bit more, and SpaceX. Come to Poppy. We want 125, and then we're going to add a little bit more there.
Man, we're loving you guys in the chat, man. You guys are great
What they say,
contributors, man. They're loving it. Game of Thrones says, yes, I got it.
Someone's asking me where I'm stationed in Da Nang. Brother, we're in Toronto. I'm not stationed over there.
Oh, stationed. That sounds very military.
Very,
right?
very
like
military.
you're stationed somewhere, Joe. I trust you heading out for lunch, so if you need me in between, let me know. Ozan,
Who
what
said
are
that?
you
Yeah, well, I
talking
love
about?
Ozan, man. Yeah,
He's so good. He's like, I woke up.
So-
Did anything change? I'm like, we're bouncing somewhat. He's like, can we restart the show, please? I'm like, let me get permission. We got to check with Brendan.
I'll watch season 2, but the timeline on that one is pretty wonky, Fabian. I liked the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That was good. It took a while to get going, but it turned out pretty good. It says
Season 3 of House of the
no?
Dragon. 3.
Oh, did I miss the second one? Oh, okay.
House of Dragon or House of the Dragon? The
Yeah.
Dragon. Yeah, well, we've got to make sure we address the dragon in an appropriate fashion. I'm in bold here, guys. We've got a couple of beak wetters. We're still looking for 69. It's got to have to hold 50. I'm getting in for the 60 dip. The 60 dip to me is a prior area of resistance. Moreover, it's the 10 EMA on the 5. Going to give this one the old college try. It's looking a little weak here, coming right back into my entry. So let's see how this cookie crumbles while we wait for that. Adair's got news.
Nothing massive here, but just be aware, guys, getting comments now from the president of Iran saying, quote, we will not compromise our defensive capabilities in relation to the issue of missiles, whether or not they were in the MOU. He also said, quote, Iran's missiles were not in the MOU and never will be. So again, looks like missiles were not covered in that memorandum of understanding that was agreed to over the weekend. If I get more details, I will let you guys know. Keep an eye on USO in the market.
Great call out by the OG Bovin yet again. It's Bovin's world. We're all just living in it, man. GALT into the high side. Great look here for GALT. GALT. Not much other information. Here we go. 1.37 million shares traded on the day on a $237 million market cap name, up about 29, almost 30% here with a 363 high. Current bar lows right around that $0.50. 10 EMA on the 5 is 345. There have been zero closing prints below that 10 EMA, and there it goes again, Bovin, into another area high. It is now up into 367, over 30%, knocking the door of 31. Ram, did you see this? I don't know if you have the stream there on your chart. Trader TV, Ram. Can we mute Sharif forever? He broke my... Oh, come on now, man. There'll be no show over here. Come on now. Yes, Ram is in the chat. Just tag her at Trader TV. She loves to respond back to viewers. So GALT, another area high in the 370. I told y'all she loves to respond back to viewers. You ask, you get, Ozan. So GALT should be in focus for you guys, as well as BRBR. I was trying to point this one out during the break. Double top at 11, loses the entire trend, drops back down to 2/3. Not an area that I would have earmarked, but it looks like a hold up off VWAP. And now it's all gas, no brakes with an 1125 high. I wouldn't mind this one dipping in, let's just say between 11 to 1110. And the reason I say 1110 is because the 10 EMA on the 5 could be support here, especially if the price action develops a little bit more and it moves up from 1107 where it's at into 1110. So a buy area for me on BRBR, that whole dollar, give or take a few pennies. So that is something to be alive to as well. Looks like Bold is holding up right around 260. We'll have to see how long that lasts, I should say. So there it is there. Let me just unblock some comments. Yeah, not much else. ATLN was one that you guys were looking at earlier. I don't hate this chart. Now, it is giving kind of shades here of a double top into 1 1/3. Take a look at that 930 bar on the 5, right into 133, and then again at 1125 into 133. So that is a strict 133 double top on both. But you have support here at the volume weighted average price, right? And that volume weighted average price is also overlapping with the dollar. That's something that I like when you get that double area of support. But we have been suffering with a lot of lower highs and really no trend change since putting in that second attempt at 133. So ATLN in focus for me, but I don't think it's quite right to set up on this one just yet. So that is something that I'll be keeping an eye on. Get it, Joey. What's going on over there, man?
Dude, let's pull this bad boy up here. Assassino, we're posted up at 76, and then you get that clean VWAP bounce right off of the volume-weighted average price there, guys, in the TQQQs. I mean, we're still down 3%, or this is 3-1, so we're down 2%. We're going to get breaking news here momentarily. I'm not tapped in just yet, so as soon as we get the green light, Shrey, give it to me, or I'll put it in there. Bang, we're now plugged in. Let me know when we're going over. Bang. All right, so let's be patient. We're going to get in there. Let's send it over to Adara. I'm going to get involved in this.
Meta pushing to the upside here. New York Times reporting that Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Meta, has directed the company to create a prediction markets app. This is going to be a separate app, not part of Facebook or Instagram. So, of course, we have to look at the sympathy plays, or rather the antipathy plays. What could be trading opposite? DraftKings on watch here, pushing lower, though trying to already bounce back. PENN also on watch, much less of a move here. Again, guys, Meta and some of these other market-related plays on watch on reports that Mark Zuckerberg has directed Meta to create a prediction markets app separate from Instagram and Facebook. Back to you.
Prediction markets now available in Canada, man. Did you see this? Kalshi or Polymarket or something like that?
Yeah.
I thought that
How do you feel about this?
I don't need anybody babysitting me. If I want to spend my money on something that I feel so inclined to spend my money on, however frivolous someone can view it, that's my dang prerogative.
I'm referring to Meta here.
Oh.
How do you think it would?
You know what? He seems to do this a lot. Like, remember, you know, the whole Threads thing to take advantage of the backlash towards X, right? And Elon Musk and stuff like that didn't take off. He seems to react a lot of the times, right?
Instead of being proactive.
So Canadians can actually access Kalshi prediction markets through a dedicated platform called Wealth Simple Predict. If you guys are in Canada, it's a joint partnership launched in Canada. It's with Wealth Simple. That's kind of like very similar to our Robinhood, not exactly the same, but similar. And they have a partnership with Kalshi. I didn't see Polymarket. Let me just check Polymarket Canada. Canadian prediction markets. Oh yeah, so Polymarket's already in Canada. Look at that. Polymarket.
Yeah, man, I've been using Poly, man. I remember we've been going over this a long time ago.
So,
I never personally traded.
So you haven't executed, but you got an account.
I haven't traded on.
You got an account though.
I have. I'm signed up.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. That's really good to know. I didn't know that. Yeah, man, I like this, and obviously the beautiful thing about these is that you're betting against other people. There's no house here.
Yeah.
Right. Look at this. Olivia Chow is going to win the election, 52%.
Yeah,
Can you imagine another 4 years of that woman?
Well, no, I can't imagine it because, Sharif, get prepared for your property taxes to continue to increase. Also, what's increasing right now is the TQQs going without us. But get prepared for your parking ticket infractions to get increased. Be prepared for more lanes to be shut down on the major roads here in the city. Get prepared for more.
I'm not prepared for any of that.
Well, I mean, there it is. DeepCheeks AI in the chat. Peloton to make a prediction app too. Yeah, exactly, dude. You know what? I think it's a little late to the dance. Hey, if he wants to collect some of the transaction fees that was a big part of growth within some of these brokerages, Sharif, right? Let's not get it twisted. Robinhood prediction market transaction fees, IBKR transaction fees, big parts of the fundamentals at this point. It's a growing segment, right?
No question about it.
I just think Zuckerberg, this isn't going to distract shareholders or Wall Street from how much money you've spent in CapEx in this AI build-out, but yet haven't had any form of big ROI or return on it. I'm not saying that's going to happen anytime soon, but I don't think this is enough just yet. But we do know that Mark Zuck has that vision of WeChat, so maybe this will be another step in that direction. Not gonna lie, I have absolutely no idea what they're talking about, but I'm here for the energy. Yeah,
that is the best super chat I think we've ever gotten.
That is, man.
I love it. Shout out to Banner, man. What's DKA? Danish kroner?
You got me beat, man.
Banner. 44.93. Shout out to Banner.
So, like, dude, you don't even, like, do you not understand
stocks,
the
Banner.
stocks?
We talk stocks.
But he's here for the energy. It doesn't even matter at this point for this guy.
We love you.
Banner, if you were curious, I didn't catch a fill here at $76 on the TQQs, and then we would have had a nice little bounce up there, brother. Just to give you a little bit more idea of what we were talking about, or what we are talking about, is we talk stocks, investment vehicles, and other things as well. Other than that, man, couple of missed opportunities here. I don't know how I feel about this Mark Zuckerberg thing. Maybe I shouldn't feel too much, but as a shareholder, I'm not too happy with what he's been doing as of late. I don't understand. Listen, he said that
I feel like that company is lacking in direction at the moment. They're scattered.
They're very scattered.
They're scattered in everything. But this is something we've seen successfully executed by some of their competitors. Google, Amazon have no qualms about putting their hand in new cookie jars.
Yeah.
And they do it successfully, mind you.
Yeah.
I feel Meta is a little different in that regard. I don't feel like every, area or sector they get in, it's an automatic success story. Sort of like, what did Google know about, Waymo and all these things?
Nothing.
Exactly, but they do it successfully, right? I don't know. I don't know how.
And I mean, the evidence is there to back it, right? Like, we know that the metaverse was an absolute botch job. Look what happened to the stock, okay? Like, look what happened to the stock when he was spending all of this money on the metaverse. Now, look what's happening to the stock right now when he's spending all of this money on compute. So I'm not like, I mean, I know I'm comparing the two. They can be two completely different scenarios, and I think the structural change is completely different than VR headsets, because that's what he essentially spent all his money on.
Apparently, they're doing pretty good in sales.
Dude, Reality Labs is
I'm
Reality
just saying,
Labs.
Joey. Like,
I know what you're getting at, but listen. I'll bet my bottom dollar right now. Reality Labs comes in and at another net loss.
Oh God, yeah. There's no question about that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not going to even argue that.
And I mean, like, okay, I understand the fact that, like, when you've been doing so garbage, there's almost really one way you can only go when you spent that much money.
Well, yeah, that's another thing, right?
So
that's the other thing.
Is up.
Okay, we're getting an area defend here on BRBR at 1110. Now, it didn't quite make it down into the 11 area. I missed my entry at 1110, but it's showing me 1115. So we're going to get in, and we're going to give it the current bar low. So better hold up above 1109. We'll see how this cookie ends up crumbling. We're still holding here BOLD. Let's see how that cookie crumbles. And while we wait for that, Adair's got news.
A lot of people ask about DraftKings. DraftKings moving on that Meta story from earlier. Again, New York Times reporting that Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg directed the company to make a separate app for prediction markets. That app is going to be called Arena. At least that's what it's called internally. But here's the other thing that is just coming out as well from this New York Times report. Meta has not ruled out eventual use of real money betting. So they could also have a real money betting aspect. Now, obviously, even prediction markets, you're going to have some competition with DraftKings, but real money betting, much more direct competition here with DKNG and PENN. Back to you.
Yeah, I love how these credit cards, eh?
I like how Bro said stop talking ish, but I'm like, I never knew I was talking ish.
You talking ish? About what, Meta?
I don't know. I guess so.
Maybe someone's got a big position. They don't want to hear that. Like, I mean, I would.
So do I.
All right, Ginger Robinson. Take it easy there, Mr. Ginger. Are you actually a Ginger?
Maybe that's just his name.
Get it, Ginger.
Yeah, you know
Maybe
what
he likes Ginger.
I'm kind.
Are you a Ginger liker?
I like it ginger. I like tea.
You like ginger tea, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Ginger tea.
It's okay.
That's good for you when you're sick.
Yes, it is. Very good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. In a position here on BRBR 16, showing me 15, so we're a penny out of the money. This ends if we lose the trend. I'm looking for a hold up at the 10 EMA. I viewed this as a possible good area entry right in between 11 to 1110, as I articulated earlier. Career Crawlers is telling me BLZE is moving, so we're going to take a look. Let's bring down the chart over here. BL's not bad, actually, Career Crawlers, man. Ooh, this is actually pretty good. What is this? Just Blaze, oh baby.
Ooh.
Back Blaze. Cloud storage, 2 cloud service segments. Okay, good, good. Keeping an eye on this one. This is good. GALT is also moving up. So be on the lookout for that, GALT. But there's BLZE or ZE. Shout out to my American friends out there who don't like when I say that. 1116 top. This has very similar pricing to BRBR. So it's going to get a little confusing here. But BLZE, shout out to Career Crawlers. Great call out there, trading near the high of the day. I don't know how I feel about this trade anymore on Bold. It just broke down. Yeah, this is going to end the trade for me here. And now I put my stop at 50. But I'm not liking this 60 penny breakdown, especially if we don't get an immediate retracement. If we get an immediate retracement about 60, I'll think of it as a liquidity grab, but I'm probably going to move up my stop on this one, not really liking what I'm seeing. Also, for those traders that were looking at ADTX who felt, a little slighted by this one, as it did do a big boy retracement. It is on the way back up again and could be above 4.5 here momentarily. Just took out 4. It's putting in higher lows. I'd be looking for a move above 4 3/4. That clears all the previous area local highs and just puts that 6 penny area in focus for you. So ADTX, an aggressive sell-off earlier on, don't get me wrong, but one to look out for there. So yeah, I'm continuing to hold my positions. We're holding BRBR here. We're 3 pennies out of the money. And we're holding BOLD. We're 4 pennies out of the money on that one. No, 3 pennies now. So we'll see how that cookie crumbles. Ozan, I am getting picked up by a C8 Corvette for lunch. What do I do? Kill the...
I already read it.
Come on, bro.
I was going to let you read it.
What is happening over there, bro? Like, is this what you're going to do with your friends? There's no way I'm staying at your place, then, man. You're going to kill me.
Well, he's in Texas, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but he invited us to stay, and apparently he's going to stay at your place.
I'm staying at Jesse's place when we go to Texas.
Randy says, take it from him, go over to the Porsche dealership, trade it in, get yourself a nice Porsche. So that's Randy's advice there. Never financial advice.
You know what I would do? I would just take it.
There's Randy right there. I don't know if y'all can see that, but there he is.
He's got the best spot, man. You already know what I would be doing with that, Shreve. I'd be taking the car, getting some cash, half stock, half cash, take the other half, go to Casino Rama, put it on black. We're either rolling or we're coming back home.
The drive of shame?
Yeah.
The drive of
you know how many
shame.
times I've done that, man? All right. Hey, man, listen. It only takes a couple of rock and roll. Guys, you got to understand my sarcasm. Do not ever do that, please, please. I'm only joking about. You know who says that? The English.
No.
I'm joking about. Stop messing about.
Yeah, well, there's British people.
Everybody, yeah,
Yeah,
English.
of course. You having a laugh?
You having a laugh?
You having a laugh?
You having a laugh?
Right? Like,
And those guys, I love
means
them.
are you like...
Yeah, you
Are you an idiot?
Are you
Right?
taking the piss?
Yeah, exactly. They're the same thing.
I never really
Having a
understood that.
laugh.
Not financial advice is correct. Guys, there it is. We finally got something rocking and rolling for us, and that's that dip buy here on the TQQs list. We're going
Blade.
to have some fun here today. I mean, hopefully the market can find its way. Yeah, exactly, as we typically try to. What I want us to do, if we can pull up our top supporters here on the day, I don't feel like we paid enough attention to those individuals. And who's paid the most. So we got Nick W at the top, Ian Rispetto, and then Adam James, usually one of our best supporters. Looking forward to when you come to this city, my guy. But other than that, listen, the NASDAQ, it's definitely been a tougher trading session. Blicky Spears, you know how many times we've been in that scenario? He's like, man, I've been watching this stock for the past couple of days. The minute I take my eye off it is when it decides to take that next leg higher. That's how it works. Welcome to this beast. Welcome to the nature of the beast, all right? And expect more of that. You got to keep your eye on these things. They're like a puppy or a child.
Oh.
You have to keep an eye on them 24/7 because you never know when they're going to make that move. When you hear silence, Sharif, that's usually when something is going on. And it's the exact same thing reflected in the stock market. Now, I like the indecision prints right at the volume weighted average price on the Qs and the SPY. I'm going to be looking to get involved in this. We're saying short service now, but it's almost at the high of the day. I don't know how good of a play that's going to be. I want to see what this this name has been up to. I almost called it something, but it doesn't deserve that. No one deserves that, not even NVDA. 202. Finally holding on to that $200 marker. I talked about it heading a little bit lower, and we're going to be prepared to buy a little bit more here if it does crack that 200 and hold 195, 190. It's going to be some more adding to my portfolio levels for that specific name, brother.
All right, we hope you print up several storms on that position, Joey. Obviously, goes without saying. New position.
Dude, I told you, the condo that I sold like almost 3 years ago at this point now, 50K less than what I sold it for.
That feels good, though.
It feels great.
It feels great, man. You got out of a position that was, on the way down, quite frankly. So
50K less. Don't tempt me with a good time.
That's money in your pocket, so. In GALT, G-A-L-T. If Katina Man was here, you'd go like this. New position alert, GALT, getting it in off the $0.50, which is overlapping with a 10 exponential moving average on the 5-minute chart. I'm looking for another attempt at 70 pennies. We'll see what this one does. I'm giving it to the mid-40s, so we'll risk about 10 pennies. I'm not pleased, though, with my trade on BRBR. It is holding up at 1110. The problem is, though, it's given shades of flat bottom break, right? And that's not what I'm looking for there, right? Because we got the 1125 high, subsequent candle, lower high, lower high, lower high, all the while that 1110 is holding up. So it does concern me a little bit here that we may not get the bid that I'm looking for on BRBR. I've given it to the mid-single digits, so we'll see how this cookie ends up crumbling. But it is looking like maybe 1125, at least for now, is the top. We're going to pause for a second. We're going away there.
More details on the SpaceX offering. SpaceX apparently filing for offering of 5-year, 7-year, 10-year, 20-year, and 30-year tenure senior unsecured notes. So we knew they were going to do an unsecured note offering. Apparently, again, that is 5, 7, 10, 20, and 30-year tenor senior unsecured notes. If we get more details, I'll let you know. But it looks like we do have some more details on this filing. Back to you.
I had a feeling this was going to happen, to be honest with you. I just knew that $75 billion was not going to be enough to raise. It costs so much money. Because look at what they're doing. They're doing rockets and data centers. Like some of I would say the two biggest cash-heavy or investment-heavy spaces, right? It's just like you have so much trial and error with space, right? That your stuff blows up. You got to do it again, get it right, and then the data centers, everybody else and their mother wants your components. So they're all competing for the same stuff and prices are inflating.
Yeah.
RAM shooting through the roof. So they're going to need more money.
I'm really looking forward to the reports because now we can actually dig into them, delve into them.
That's actually a great point. We'll finally be able to see it, right?
Right, like because if you see that CapEx number raise and there's no real revenue generation aside from Starlink coming in, then you might be like, hey, what's going on with Colossal and Grok?
I do like, though, as I mentioned this morning, what he's doing, right? And you and I talked about this, right? The fact that he's renting out compute, got another deal today. Again, but I think it's indicative of a bigger issue, which is Grok itself, which he built this for, doesn't have the demand, and therefore the subs aren't there. So.
Well, it's almost like the same boat that Meta's in, right? Like these guys are spending all this, but we don't talk to them how.
But they're not renting out anything.
They're not renting out anything.
Quick Elon is able to maneuver, and Zuck is not able to.
I don't understand why. But it's like, dude, like. Why is it that you and I, just some blokes sitting in a chair at the end of the day, like, hey, I mentioned this a long time ago. Why doesn't Zuck start cloud compute?
Yeah, you did call that.
I just didn't understand. Well, like, listen, I don't. There's obviously much smarter people behind the desk, but it just doesn't make sense when you're looking across the board against some of your hyperscaler competitors. Look at the revenue that Google was bringing in. Look what Amazon was bringing with AWS, and then if you talk about the lower tier one, Azure, and it's like, hey, how come no light bulb came up here, Randy, and was like, hey, why aren't we doing this as well too? What are you saying, brother?
Randy, we need answers, man.
We need
evidence of the growth of data centers. Check out EQIX.NASDAQ.
Wait, let me get that. EQ.IX.NASDAQ.
Look at the last 6 months of price action on this stock.
Ooh.
What are these guys?
Go back 6 months. This is Equinix.
You want the 6 months. What
is Equinix?
Equinix is one of the biggest data center providers on the planet. They don't get a lot of headlines. Private cloud, public cloud integration. I know them well. Look at the price action on this in the last 6 months.
It's fantastic. I can't make this bigger, but yes, you're absolutely right. It looks fantastic.
Holy
$800, and it's doubled almost, 1122. I'm assuming
6 months.
6 months. Yeah.
Like kaboom.
47.5%.
Not
in
a
6
bad
months.
haul, but this is the importance of, again, footprint and cloud.
Well, there you go.
They have their power and stuff under control. Been in lots of their big data centers. They've one in just outside New York City. It's called NY4.
Really?
It's 1.1 million square feet.
Wow.
We call it the Death Star.
I was surprised they built that in New York.
It's actually in New Jersey.
In
Jersey.
In
It's in Secaucus, New Jersey.
I see.
It's an unbelievable building, and of course there's one right next door to it called NY5.
Yeah.
But this is the importance. These guys have been around for like 25 years. This is the importance.
Do they shift their kind of like their move into data centers?
They've been doing, again, internal and external cloud and growth and integration with all the platforms in AWS and the Azures and all the rest of it. But they have their own.
They have their own.
Their integration is unreal. And again, long-term play, but this underlines, again, the growth and the importance of the data center footprints. They're just massive.
Crazy.
One of the biggest providers on the planet.
It's going on the semis. I got to start creating my own sub-watch list here because my semi-watch list is just getting ridiculously big. 47% year to date. Thank you, Randy, for pointing that one out. Didn't even know that existed. Good look. All right, guys, we're still holding 3 positions. Couple of prints on one, break even on the other. Bold, though, is, well, we'll see how Bold ends up doing. It's right back at 60 after a bottoming tail candle. If this moves back into 55, that ends the trade for me. But if the buyers step in, push this back above 60, we'll take it. We'll take it north. ADTX simultaneously is making new intraday highs. It's right back into that 5 penny territory, 4.9 pennies. Here comes, I was about to say, here comes 5, and here comes 5 pennies. Again, shout out to my man Bovin. High a day, though, 6 pennies. So an entire penny away from where we are, but you're going to have to go through a lot of volume to get to that 6 pennies. Let me tell you something. 2.57 billion shares traded on the day on ADTX, up 155%. Obviously a penny stock, guys, but we don't invest in these names. These are intraday trades only for the newer viewers.
See, someone's saying CIIT is moving here today. Right now anyways. I want to again, I want to beat this a little bit more. Like Zuck, the fact that some of these Bitcoin miners made a pivot as well too before you did, I don't know. I think that's a little alarming. That's it. I'm done.
No, man, you're absolutely right. It's just, you know, I feel like he needs to maneuver
quicker,
a little bit more swiftly, into the right areas. Like he does maneuver. Like look.
Oh, I'm not counting the man out.
No, I'm not counting him out either. But like,
I don't know. He made a mistake. It's just because, Sharif, it's like an ongoing occurrence now, kind of. This is number 2, right? Like Reality Labs being number 1 and this kind of being number 2. I'm not going to count him out or anything. We're out. Clue, I'm out of the TQQs as it's moving lower. Again, it's just paper cut after paper cut at this point. The chart was clearly short and you went long, my brother. Well, if it was clearly short and I went long, then that's my fault now, isn't it? I should have won. If it was so clear, I would have just hammered the long, the short. But you're not wrong, dude. I was just looking to see if we get somewhat of a balance. The market did recover back to the volume-weighted average price. If everything was clear as mud, then this game would be a lot easier than what it typically is. SpaceX to the top side there, guys, and IBIT double top. I think if anything, this is a potential short, and we are below the volume-weighted average price. Listen, I'm not going to discount what you have to say here. You're not wrong. Failed high, and then now you're starting to sell a little bit more here on this bad boy. So, and not too bad of a luck. NVDA probably going to crack this 202. I want to head over to our watch list one more time and see what we got going on. Samuel, Joe, and Sharif, is SpaceX reversing, or do you think it's due for another pullback? That's a great question. I'll let Sharif answer that one.
Man.
Yeah, I know. What's the last thing Zuck has done right/well? Whew. I mean, Instagram, you can't discredit Instagram, I don't think.
Bro, can I say something?
But that is a pretty good question.
Yeah, it's a fantastic question. It is. Instagram, though, WhatsApp I have zero issue with. There's nothing that, interferes. There's no ads. It's a direct messaging app.
Not yet.
Yeah, exactly. Not yet, right? So I have no beef with WhatsApp. But Sia, feel free to chime in here. I'd love to, because I know Joey doesn't have Instagram. Are you noticing that there's like way more ads, especially on stories? Sia, it used to be like one ad in between the stories. Now you can get 2 and 3. You notice this?
It's becoming more of like a monetization platform, and it's funny because there's people. There was just this app that I saw yesterday that a Canadian page was promoting. It's where you can hop on that app, you pay a certain fee, content creators, and just when you share a story, an ad story, you get paid just for sharing a story for an ad.
No way.
And usually these things are a scam, but I checked it and it's pretty legit.
Interesting.
Yeah. So just for these content creators to share any kind of post, put it on their story, have it up for more than for a whole day. That's 24 hours that Instagram has it. You get paid a certain amount. Now that could be based on what kind of an amount of followers that you have.
You know what's here? There was like an interesting report, you as well, obviously.
Yeah.
That came out, I think, about a month ago that said Zuck and Instagram and Facebook in general were saturated in terms of how many ads they could actually post back to back. The only way for them to make more money was to increase the per ad advertising rate. And so that kind of puts them in a bit of a situation where they're going to start increasing prices on their clients. Do their clients oblige? You know what I mean?
To add to Sia's point, I mean, you've seen that already through some of the other social media platforms, but more or less with physical product, right? Like you would see the same influencers like displaying this face cream or this or this tool or whatever it is, right? With physical products, and then get a little bit of.
I feel like Facebook itself is more cluttered than anything. Like
absolutely,
it's full of garbage, honestly. At
so
this
much.
Point.
Can I say something, Theo, to you, Sia? I really helped when you go to feeds on the bottom, and I just go to my friends. I don't want to go through a whole thing of people and things that I don't even know. You know what I mean? It's just not engaging. But the feeds thing, he specifically took that off, though, Sia, and he put it back begrudgingly because people kept insisting that they have it. Because like, there's no way. I was even showing Assassino. Remember this one, Assassino, on the top? You go here, following. At the
it's so much better.
He's saying... he wants like the old one. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying with that, brother. But beggars can't be choosers, and we're begging right now. Come
That's
on,
actually-
come on, right? Give us something.
No, but go
The old Instagram was gorgeous. I
what do
love
you mean?
the
You can-
old.
You can just pay, and then you don't have to watch any of those ads.
No. I paid for that. I did a 30-day trial, and there's plenty of ads. Yeah.
But you got the minimal, you got the lower tier.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you got to pay for that premium tier, right? Like, think about it. In YouTube, think about it. You could just put on a bunch of songs and you'd hear it. Now, before I even get to watch one video,
Right.
it's 4 ads.
The thing is,
Right.
it's not even some of these ads that come on Instagram. I've seen most of them aren't even being pushed by the app itself. It's one of these content creators that are partnering with companies that have these ad campaigns. So that's how you have these advertisements getting pushed on the app as well. And that's more of what I see. I won't even see a company promoting their products. I'll see creators promoting companies' products, influencers.
Yeah, because you can
Joey.
You can get more of a user base, right? Like you can you have a more addressable market. What are you doing up here? Why are you pulling that up? Oh no.
He scored, bro.
Did he score?
He scored.
All right.
Get it, Ronaldo. Okay, so apparently Ronaldo has scored. We're about to put the game on.
My boys, that's in Houston, right? My boys there right now.
See ya. There we go.
Are we doing news? Let's do it.
No. We're going to find out what the score is first.
Okay, well, we could get Sia set up.
Yeah. Sia, let me know if you're ready to go there, huh? She's ready to go. Okay, Assassino, let's get down to work.
Let's talk a little bit news now. We're going to start with the triple Q sell-off that we were watching this morning now as well. The global equity sell-off with the tech stocks leading the decline after weakness spread across from Wall Street into Asia as well as Europe. South Korea's tech-heavy Kospi has also plunged around 10% with Samsung and SK Hynix that had fallen more than 12%. China's large cap ETF as well falling as much as 2% currently, which was at a 52-week low. European semiconductor names also ASMI, STM Microelectronics lost more than 7%, while NASDAQ 100 features had dropped around 2.7%. Semiconductor stocks have also been hit the hardest. We talked about this and I covered it in the Sector Watch segment, like Nvidia. We have MU weak ahead of its earnings tomorrow. AMD and AVGO also. So Alphabet also having a bad day. Google continuing losses and it's worse after its worst day yesterday after a year. With that, the NASDAQ, the triple Qs that is, down 2.63%.
So one thing that I wanted to point out that I keep my eye on a lot, especially when we have these huge negative days, guys, is, Joey, do we get bought up off the open? And here's the point that I want to make, Assassino, if we can go to the screen possibly here. So on this column right here where I'm pointing, so right there, this is the change percentage. That basically is from 4 a.m. onwards, all right? The column next to it is change percentage since open. And that means what we're up or down on the day since 9:30, since the market opened. Look at this, okay? Look at the left column, the change percentage from 4 a.m., and look at the green column here, the second column. So why am I pointing this out? Because I want to see if we're getting bought up the open or we continue to bleed. I think that is an important indicator, especially to be able to tell, is this a dip buying kind of situation, or are we going to continue to bleed in a more aggressive way? I'm not saying that the sell-off is done, but I'm saying this is one factor to look at.
Absolutely, I 1,000% agree with you there. We were taking a look at the emerging markets here this morning, but to add to Sharif's point, that was the first thing that I thought like as soon as these guys mentioned it, in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, is it actually something structural, a fundamental change, or it could be potential just profit taking? And that was the narrative. South Korea, you have SK Hynix and you have Samsung. Those were the heaviest hit. Now, that's going to also drag down some of the ETFs. We know that DRAM has SK and Samsung within that. But also we have the Microns and the SanDisks of the world. I'm like, there's no way that they deserve to be hit that heavy, okay? So when I seen this, I didn't think we were going to have that full-blown recovery, but we did immediately see buyers step right back in. We didn't have that gap down and go scenario. And for me personally, that's a sign of strength. Look what AMD is. Like on the bigger picture of what we're looking at, this pullback in the NASDAQ is minuscule. The pullback in AMD is just not enough for me personally. So that just shows you and displays the absolute signs of strength within this market. And that's why I'm going to remain bullish on these. I need a little bit more deeper of a pullback to get involved with some of these names. But I think this is going to be the ongoing occurrence, Sharif. You have that. If you're fortunate enough to get a 10, 12% pullback, I think that's the time that you, or sorry, 15%, because that's what we got here today, like 15%, anywhere closer to bear market territory, I'm looking to buy a little bit more.
Okay, so Stevern7440, great question. How do I put that information to use? So one kind of piece that comes to my mind immediately is this, Assassino. Let's go ahead and show them the chart here or the screen if we can. Take a quick gander at Intel, right? Why am I pointing out Intel? Because Intel is technically still down about 5% on the day. But look at that column right there, 3.5% green since the bell rang. So what am I trying to refer to? What I'm trying to say is, what I like to look for on these big red days is which names are being bought up, the most aggressively after the open. That gives me an indication of what the market's appetite is for that name. Case in point, let's look at ASML. Barely green since the open, right? Down 7 2/3, right? Knocked on the door at $2,000 yesterday, but it's barely green. So the market at this moment doesn't have the appetite to buy ASML given the circumstances and given the news. However, it does very much have the appetite to buy Intel to the tune of 3 1/3% since that morning. And the opposite is also true. Take a look, for example, at ON or NXPI. Those ones are down on the day, but they're also down since the open. So the market is saying to you there, well, indirectly, of course, that there's no appetite to buy these names, at least not yet, and not at these key levels. And, so this is a very sort of indirect way that, in a read-through almost, that you're able to make educated guesses on negative days like this, looking at how aggressively the names are being bought up or not being bought up in the case of NXPI and some others, Joey. So that's the point that I want to make there, Stevern. I hope that helps. And we're going to go up to Adair.
So there's no move on this, but just so you guys are aware, in case I saw some chatter about this earlier as well, according to a court document, Alibaba has sued the U.S. Department of Defense over its designation as a Chinese military company. We know that China apparently had already tried to, respond to this as well, the government in its own right, but the company itself, again, Alibaba, reportedly suing the U.S. Department of Defense over its designation as a Chinese military company. This is from a court document as reported by Bloomberg. We also have comments from President Trump coming out saying, quote, "We're making a deal with Iran. We'll see how it goes." It's worth noting he is speaking in Pennsylvania in under an hour now at 2:05 p.m.
Thank you so much for that, Adira. We're going to move on to our next story. I really like this story. I'm also going to dive a bit deeper into it and give you guys a breakdown. We're going to take a look at Meta's new AI glasses that have been announced today. So they announced a new set of smart glasses called they're right on my screen, Meta glasses with new designs starting at the price of $299. So that's at least $80 less than the price of their original entry-level second-gen Ray-Ban Meta glasses. So it's aggressively marketing its smart glasses, as you can see, to consumers because it's seeking its own hardware platform in the new AI era. Now, Meta glasses come with new designs and they're built in partnership with Ray-Ban's parent, Essilor Luxottica, but they don't come with the Ray-Ban or Oakley branding on it. We also saw right over here the Snap Specs, which was a pair of $2,195 price smart glasses that CEO Evan Spiegel positioned as the successor to the smartphone. So Meta has also now, a quick look here, partnered with Kylie Jenner, where she put in a bunch of touches to the Meta's AI glasses that they announced today, which will be now called Kylie glasses. The market seemed to like this story. So, but just for fun, I do up a comparison. Snap Specs are designed to replace the need to look at a smartphone, so they operate entirely as a standalone computer. They run on a custom Snap OS, which is a Snapdragon dual processors, and allows users to interact with the hand tracking and AI models from OpenAI and Google's Gemini directly on the glasses, whereas these Meta glasses are meant to act more of as a hands-free bridge to your phone. They also use your phone to process information, stream on social media, and also provide voice assistance just like Apple's Hey Siri, but Meta's is Hey Meta commands. So that's why there's a little bit of a difference. Don't compare these two. It's a very big difference here, and also the difference in weight as well.
2-0. Ronaldo feigned like he was going to take the shot there, and then he let Nuno Mendes take it. Portugal up 2-0 over Uzbekistan. Assassino, if we can. Yeah, these look pretty good. So you're getting different shades, you're getting different styles as well.
Yeah.
I don't mind this at all. I'd like to see a little bit more in terms of usability features. Like you've seen a lot of the dictation. Yeah, I know. That's I guess that's coming up next, right? I think they already have that though.
No, I'm referring. Don't forget, you have the Neuroband.
You have the Neuroband there.
Yeah.
So I do like this. I'd like to see some more use cases, of course, other than just recording and live translations and some of the features that we've already talked about. I think Meta is leading in this space, whether we think so or not, or whether the price action reflects it or not. It's just the question always becomes, when Apple throws their hat into this ring, is Meta still going to be on top? Because, Apple has a way of really dominating the hardware space. I really like Meta for leading the charge here, but as Joseph's pointed out, their reality lapse continues to bleed money.
Yeah, absolutely. And I said this bright and early this morning. I think this Kylie Jenner collaboration is a nothing burger with extra nothing sauce. To be honest with you, like again, congratulations. He's already had some big partnerships, right? Like if you got to look at corporation wise, like all of the UFC fighters. I know I talk a UFC book, but it's the Meta Apex, right? He has all the fighters wearing the actual sport version, and don't forget they're actually kind of lagging within the technology because you still have to wear the Neuroband to move in and to record and everything along those lines with those specific glasses. So, I mean, hey man, Sharif, you do have a very solid point. Same with you, Sia. He is leading within this industry, but one thing that I wouldn't be surprised, I don't think it's going to be too much to play catch up. And who am I referring to? Is Apple with their Vision Pros. I wouldn't be surprised if we have something relatively new coming out, especially we have a new front office change, right? A new CEO. He's going to be looking to spend a boatload of cash because they're sitting heavy on cash reserves. And with that comes new innovation. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some big things via glasses. I don't know if that's the next thing. Like how much, like, is it a product that's going to catch us by storm and say, hey, I need to get this? I don't know if it's been out long enough, and I just haven't seen that popularity really step in. I don't know a single soul that has the Meta glasses. Or like the recordable glasses. I don't know anybody. And like something that just caught fire was the iPhone. The iPhone 3, when that hit market, everybody needed to get one. iPhone 4 came out. It's like, you have anything other than an iPhone? Like, who are you at this point? And I just don't see that with the wearables just yet.
Agree?
I don't see it. Let's send it off to see it.
Let's talk Tesla facing the federal probe after the Model 3 accident. So the NHTSA is investigating a crash that involved a Tesla Model 3 in which the car slammed, unfortunately, into a Texas home, and it ended up killing a 76-year-old. Very sad. The driver had told local authorities that he was using the Tesla's partially automated driving systems at the time of the crash in the Houston suburb. But the quick fact over here is that the NHTSA has opened more than 36 Tesla special crash investigations involving the company's partially automated driving systems since the year 2016, so it's been 10 years. CEO Elon Musk has gone on the defensive. He was saying in a post on X that the crash makes no sense. The FSD drives slowly through neighborhood streets, and this was a high-speed crash, he also added. He referred to his company's partially automated driving systems, marketed as the premium full self-driving supervised option. This all happened today. These comments came in today and yesterday on X. Tesla is down 5% from earlier in the day.
Yeah, so I want to build on your point, Sia, because Elon was arguing that FSD would not drive that fast in a neighborhood. Ashok, who's like the VP of AI, I don't know how to say his name, Ulaswamy, butchering that, I do apologize. Say again? Ulaswamy explicitly claimed that the driver manually overrode the system and reached 73 miles an hour by flooring the accelerator and keeping it pressed even after the impact, according to some of the reports. Don't forget that Tesla does have access to vehicle data, right? They collect that data. Technically, it's supposed to be anonymous, but I guess you guys know what I'm trying to get to there. So look, Joey, he said, she said, or he said, we'll have to wait and see. But this is not the first time, of course, the NHTSA is investigating Tesla for some of these FSD accidents. The case is, and here they're arguing over whether it was FSD or whether it was the driver.
But you want to know my issue with this here, Sharif?
Go ahead, Joey.
Is think about it. Imagine there was a headline for every time there was a human, just a regular vehicle crash,
okay,
right, and a death involving it. Your news feeds would just be littered with it. There's thousands and thousands and thousands.
You mean because it's Tesla? It's FSD?
That's exactly what I'm getting at, right? It's a new technology. Like, listen, if you were to say how many individuals are using FSD, and the fact that you have this one headline and then all of a sudden it's like you're almost trying to blacklist the technology, I don't think that's the right thing to do, because there's I bet my bottom dollar that there's more human-caused error accidents and death accidents than there would be from this technology standpoint.
Can I be fair here? Because I'm an Elon fan, but I want to draw the comparisons here because I think Tesla rightly gets some flack here for FSD because it's such a nascent, unproven technology. But so a lot of people are quick to make the comparisons. How come Waymo doesn't get heat from the government? How come there aren't media articles about, Waymo blocking emergency vehicles? No, there are, okay? There are. You just got to be on X, right? There's plenty of videos of Waymo vehicles doing this, that, and the other. The thing is, though, Joey, that differentiates the Tesla mishaps from the Waymo mishaps is we haven't had anybody die yet in a Waymo car. I'm not blaming FSD and saying that FSD caused accidents. That's not what I'm trying to say.
Is it fair to say that you know of?
Yeah, of course, of things that we know. Sure, it'd be crazy to say if we don't know, right?
But there is a difference within the technologies, and you and I talked about it, right?
Big
like
time.
opposed to just using camera systems and LiDAR. So I don't know how much of a factor, but yeah, I think as you said, I think it's just because it's Tesla and the new technology, he's going to catch a little extra heat and flack. There's nothing wrong with the fact of stating, hey, this is what happened, but to try to to just like disregard the technology and say, hey, this is solely an FSD issue, I don't think is the right thing.
Yeah, and I don't like as well when people say FSD is not good, because it's really good. And most of the people who say it's not good have never used it, never been in it. They've seen a couple of YouTube videos, perhaps, that swayed them one way or another. But when you're in this thing, and especially like I tested it the first time on 13 point something, 14 point something. I think they're 14.3. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Now, exponentially better. Exponentially. And I showed you that video where there was a lane closed. And the officer was diverting. It was basically one lane traffic, right? The Tesla understood the hand gestures of the officer, right? On a camera only system, mind you, right? So I do see both sides of the coin here, but
all right, so we got to. Our favorite guest is back in the chat stream. I have to read this.
Who is
Forrest Gump? All right, Forrest. He's
back.
He's back. Forrest states nobody's hating on Elon. Nobody's hating. Did it get deleted? Okay, no. We probably should delete it.
Nobody's hating on Elon. Nobody's hating on
FSD. FSD is less safe because of Elon. Stop something him and be realistic. Okay. All right, Forrest.
Hold on. Forrest. Be honest, Forrest Gump or whatever your name is. Have you ridden in an FSD? And I know you're just going to answer yes, but at least try to be somewhat honest.
No, you can't ask him a question that you know he's going to lie in. But no, to add to, listen, we actually had somebody here on the show. We're not going to mention his name. He said that he was driving. They do the test drive in the Juniper. You know who I'm talking about. And he hit Mad Max mode. What was Mad Max mode doing?
Who? What was his name? Give his name.
We can't give his name, but if you know, you know. Pops it into Mad Max mode, and Mad Max was doing 60 and a 40.
Yeah.
Right?
That's not good.
Well, it's Mad Max, right? So if we're obviously referring to Sean, we're not gonna. So
give his initials, says Kyle. We all know who it is.
We all know who it is.
All right.
Let's go over.
Let's send it back to Sia for the next story.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little MU. It's reporting earnings tomorrow. Not looking good for the stock right now. Overall, AI and semiconductor stocks, as we do know it, are selling off today, but Micron is reporting tomorrow. It's currently down 11% on the day. Investors are reassessing the AI spending assumptions. There are also growing concerns that are surrounding also growing concerns that are surrounding all the facts that the hyperscalers may eventually push back against these rising AI costs, pressuring margins also throughout the semiconductor supply chain. The sell-off is, like I mentioned, and we keep saying it in the show, a bit broad-based. It's not just MU, it's Nvidia, AMD, Broadcom, Marvell, TSMC, ASML, Lam Research, Applied Materials, all of it. It's a sector-wide de-risking, but not just an MU-specific issue, but it's not looking great since they report earnings tomorrow.
Well, we saw sort of the overnight move in the Korean market. The Kospi was down big. I think it hit limit down at one point for volatility. A lot of the reason is, of course, it feels like some profit taking here on these memory names. Why don't we just have a look at the data here, if we can, Assassino? SNDK, I'm gonna test you here, okay, Joey?
Yes,
we're just gonna do a impromptu test.
Okay.
Micron, up year to date, what percentage?
200 at this point, 215 to 20%.
Excellent guess, wrong, but 277. Okay. No, it's good. I mean, like, it could be anything.
Is that funny,
right?
Is that funny?
277. Let's go on, Joey.
Yeah.
SNDK, please. Give me a percentage year to date.
Year to date,
Yeah.
130%.
Try 737%.
Oh, man.
Let's go on to Western Digital. Give me an idea year to date what you think WDC is.
I'm failing this test, man.
You did pretty good on the first one.
Let's go Western Digital, 245%.
Very close, 290. Yeah, but that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make, guys, is you don't get moves like this and then not expect some profit taking along the line. Now, the profit taking is going to be directly proportional to the move up. And if the move up 737%, then you're going to get a 12% correction on a day. Now, that's the ugly thing about stocks, right? We always say this anecdotally. The old adage is you take the escalator on the way up. Sure, you have 5-6% days, but very seldomly are you going to have a 12% day up on SNDK. That's a $300 billion market cap with this 12% correction. So you take the escalator up, you take the elevator down, but put it into perspective. These names are up big. I don't see the analyst changing their tone on demand, on supply constraint, on price increases. I'm talking about RAM specifically here. Yep. So I don't see the end of the good times coming.
No, again, and we talk about the bottleneck almost on a daily basis. It's just not going to dry up like that. You're not going to have this free flowing all of a sudden. Supply is met up with demand. That's not the narrative, right? We're starting to see the price increases, and you're seeing these companies really start to pass that on to the consumer. So what I'm getting at here is essentially, Sharif hit the nail on the head. Profit taking and rebalancing of portfolios. When you have SanDisk up 700%, 290% on this name, 200, 300% over here, eventually you're going to have that big time participant remove some of his liquidity and start to sell some. And that's what happened here. The bottleneck, in my opinion, is going to be for the next couple of years. You're going to see it. You already have the iPhone Pro Max, $100 more at this point, the higher products, something where we're like talking about long-term agreements. Well, a lot of that's coming to an end, and that's going to have to make these hyperscalers pay a pretty penny, and you're going to see that premium passed on within the products itself. Now, we talked about NVDA with the ability to hold on to their margins. They're going to have to increase their pricing as well. So there's a lot going on, and I think this is just a healthy aspect of the market. Limit down, I understand. You can hit panic mode. But when you see these names start to pull back, you better start salivating, because this is going to give you a good opportunity to get involved.
Okay, can I show you this? Yeah. This is Kylie wearing the new Meta glasses. I think this is a move. I don't dislike this move from Zuck, especially teaming up with someone like her. And he's changed the shape of the shades to kind of really, give it a bit more feminine of a look for that specific frame. I don't mind this. Joey, to be quite honest with you. I think this could be a good move for him.
Listen, I'm gonna. It's not gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Right? It's not going to hurt Sharif, but I'm going to put it in the exact same category, in the exact same realm of the Sydney Sweeney jeans. It's one thing you're hot, like,
I don't know.
It's
not Kylie Jenner, bro.
Dude, like, I mean, I understand. She is a heavyweight. You have Kai Cosmetics. Yeah. I just don't think it's. I don't think, dude. to be honest with you, you have Kylie fans. I understand that, but I just don't think that it's a structural or massive fundamental change just to get Kylie Jenner involved. That's my opinion.
Okay, I respect
That's my
that,
opinion,
man.
right? That it may have that temporary effect, but are we talking about the Kylie Jenner Meta glasses a year from now, 6 months from now?
Maybe there's a Kylie line, bro. I don't know. I like the comment here from Blicky Spears. If you'll wear Meta glasses, you'll wear a wire. Shout out from the guy with Blicky, right? Like, you get that? You'll wear a wire because you're
a narc.
You're a narc, right? So.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, listen, I don't think it's a bad thing. There's only really upside from it. I think they just have too much power and influence, but I just don't think it's something that has a long-term effect.
I respect that.
What will have a long-term effect is the quality of the product, right? You can put whatever face on
utility as well.
Yeah, exactly. In utility, you can put whatever face you would like on it. If the product is garbage, it doesn't matter, right? Dude, it's true.
He's absolutely right. Let's go back.
Well, that is the power of marketing, Joe, though, honestly. You never know. It might stay in trend, it might not. Let's go back to news.
American Eagle, Sydney Sweeney, I understand it had a short-term effect on the actual stock itself. People are all excited, and you see a slight bump in sales, but it's cyclical. It's not something that you're talking about. Oh, the Kylie Jenner line 4 years down the road is something that's driving the stock. I'm not gonna.
Absolutely, I understand.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm more envious on the fact that.
It's the same with every celebrity that's repping any brand, right? Like, it just fizzles out. Just like that. Let's go back to news. Oracle has cut roughly 21,000 jobs over the past year, reducing the headcount by nearly 13%, and explicitly cited AI adoption as the key driver for its workforce reductions. The company, Adara, has spent $1.8 billion, I'm pretty sure you do know about it, on restructuring, up sharply from $374 million from a year ago, highlighting the scale of this transition. So Oracle, as we do know it, continues to invest in AI infrastructure. CapEx is surging 162% to $55.7 billion. Free cash flow, however, fallen a little bit to $23.7 billion. It's negative $23.7 billion. Management is also balancing the massive AI spending with cost controls as investors are pressuring the company to improve these kind of returns. I'm not seeing a pretty look on your face right now. I'm very intrigued about what you have to say about this.
Like this, okay, here's the thing. I was trying to think about what I wanted to say about Oracle, because I wanted to talk about Oracle. But there's just so many things to say, and I think this really feeds into a lot of my bear case for ORCL, and I think the biggest thing here is the increase in spending. So if you look here, $1.8 billion in restructuring. This is just something for you to look at to distract from me talking, something pretty to look at. This is Oracle Q4 26 revenue. But either way here, that restructuring spending is a massive increase, and this company does not necessarily spend money well. Now, what am I talking about? Adara, what precedent do you have for that? What I have here is a massive over budget and multiple years longer than expected contract with the Department of Defense, which Pete Hegseth later called, and I'm going to be misquoting slightly here, paraphrasing because it's been a while since I've seen it. He was like, this is a gross use of money, taxpayer money on this, again, massively over budget contract that took multiple years longer than it should. Like, Oracle just has a bit of a habit with this. This doesn't surprise me. It does disgust me. And I think for people being like, Adara, you hate Oracle, you're so mean to Oracle. Like, there are reasons for this. I'm not bullying a company. I did research on this. I think that my thesis has merit, and I think every time that we see these moves in Oracle and this news from Oracle, maybe just remember, like, people aren't hating on this company for no reason. I'm certainly not the only one doing it. There are legitimate concerns here. They have massive, tons of debt issues here, the spending versus the amount of cash flow coming in. There are real worries. I will continue harping, I will continue waxing poetic, and I'm not gonna stop until this company gets their act together. I thought they could have with that Q4 report based on that teeny tiny baby beat on cloud infrastructure revenue. That wasn't enough to save the stock. It's not enough to change my opinion of the company either. That's my thoughts to you.
Thank you for that raw, giving it to us raw. Thank you so much. We're gonna send it to the guys.
All right, thank you very much, Nick. Yes, QBTS does look good here, Assassino. Look, it's about to take out the volume weighted average price. I think that's what you're asking me, Nick, intraday. But I want to point out that high 25 area on QBTS has failed multiple times. It was a former area of support, give or take 26, 25.90. You need to really get through there because that lower end of the bull flag, the consolidation lower end of the bull flag is now being used as resistance. And you've seen multiple failed attempts. In fact, 2 previous ones. We're on the 3rd right now. If we fail again, it'll be the 3rd of the reclaiming of volume weighted average price. So thank you, Nick. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Look, QBTS, you know, these quantum names, you're getting the U.S. government now throwing their weight behind quantum. We'll see if one of these ends up doing better than the other, but we didn't retrace to pre-election levels. Recall, pre-election levels for QBTS were like $1, right? We're certainly not at the highs that we were at 46, somewhere in between 25, 26 currently. I would say, you know, this is one you're probably holding for years before you see like a big return. Maybe not. Maybe you see it quicker than that. But I like the quantum space. Full disclosure, I have no quantum in my portfolio. But we'll get to the cheese in the chair super in a second. Hilarious, by the way. Love the comment. Let's talk a little Oracle, though, okay? Mm-hmm. $1.84 billion is how much they're spending on severance and exit costs in all of 2026 because they just cut 21,000 jobs, which account to about 13% of their global workforce. This is one of the most explicit, though, public confessions of an AI-driven displacement by a tech giant because they made no qualms about this. They got rid of these employees because they need to redeploy the money that they were going to spend on their salaries into AI CapEx. I think that would probably rub a lot of people the wrong way, okay? Especially with these billionaires really being in few here. But the cuts were not even throughout the different areas of Oracle's operations. The cuts happened here disproportionately. On a percentage basis, Oracle quietly eliminated roughly a third, or about 1,000 workers, give or take, of its physical hardware engineering division. The analysts who are analyzing this, are signaling what they perceive to be an aggressive operational shift entirely away from what they're calling the legacy physical server systems into more AI niche. So looks like, you know, they're either going to be rehiring or doing away with them altogether. However, with these layoffs now fully implemented, the company expects to save, let's go with that, $8 to $10 billion in annualized cash flow. So that's not a one-year thing. It's annualized, so it's recurring. So if you look at it on a 5-year window, that could be $50 billion in savings that they could redirect to CapEx. Again, hate to put this in the form that I'm putting it in because somebody loses their job, but this is real life. And also, Sia, I know I don't mean to point you out, but I know you're from India and you always like to big up India. Local operations in India, Sia, sadly, were decimated. 10,000 jobs alone eliminated in India. That represents a severe 20% of all their employees in India in one fell swoop like that. A bit of a tough look. I don't know if you want to comment.
It is pretty big. It's pretty big, yeah.
What are your thoughts?
All right, this company goes from 162,000 employees to 141,000. As Sharif just mentioned, 3-0 Portugal. Not only did this company have to lay off a bunch of employees, now they have to pay them, but they actually had to sell assets. Now, my question to you, Sharif, is this. Does Oracle's success fall in the hands of OpenAI? Why do I ask this question?
Risk, man.
Concentration risk. The majority of its RPO, remaining performance obligations, fall within OpenAI.
I 100%
all right?
agree.
But listen, now let me caveat that. Everybody forgets, for some reason, we don't talk about TikTok US. These guys are at the front of TikTok US from a cloud standpoint.
How are you valuing that, Joey? Like, what's your move here to value that contract?
Dude, well, think about it. Think about how massive of a player TikTok is.
Huge.
You were talking about eliminating it from US cell phones, right? So, I mean, I think I can hold a bit of weight onto that.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just like, my question to you is not the importance. Yeah. Obviously, it's important. But how do you value?
How do you, exactly? That's a great question. I can't give you that, but it's going to be implemented. You wouldn't be the cloud provider of that specific app if it wasn't profitable at the end
fair.
of the day.
I go
Is
with
it going
that.
to be that absolute needle move? No, I don't think so. But my question is does the success of Oracle fall into the lap of OpenAI? I think right now, because of the remaining performance obligations, the answer is yes.
But extend your argument even farther out.
Okay.
So a lot of concentration risk in OpenAI. You and I can agree on that. The facts support that. Are you comfortable really relying on a company who, in my opinion, is past their prime?
Okay.
And that's the thing.
Okay,
That's what I'm trying to get at.
ask me that question one more time.
So, would you feel better? Let me put it in a different way. Would you feel better if Oracle's concentration risk was with Anthropic rather than being with OpenAI? Or would you still not like it because it's strictly concentration risk?
Okay, so let me answer it this way. 900 million monthly active users on ChatGPT.
Yes, sir.
We're seeing a fraction of that of Anthropic. So now if you want to go from a monthly...
Consumer,
you know what I mean? They don't have that many.
No, they don't.
But it's on... But
You're right.
this is what I'm
You're
getting
right.
at. Who has more room to grow? Anthropic, I think, at the end of the day. But considering if Sam Altman plays his cards right and monetizes ChatGPT correctly, I think that they can have as much equal upside. I understand they lacked in the enterprise side of things, but 900 million monthly active users is nothing to be.
I agree.
Like, think about it. We talked about when we were using YouTube, no ads, Instagram, no ads,
and then all of a sudden there's ads everywhere.
and then you can't do anything. That digital ad revenue, I think, is going to be the key to unlock the mass potential from a monetization standpoint for OpenAI. Does that mean it's the best?
I like this argument.
Does it mean it's the best tool? Absolutely not. But first in class.
Money. We're talking about money.
That's money. Being first in class gave them that head start and gave them the ability to obtain that many monthly active users. And if you monetize it correctly, you can be an absolute giant.
That's great take. Great take. See ya.
Yep, let's talk our next story. IBM's OpenAI partnership. It's currently up 5.3% at the moment. IBM has joined OpenAI's Daybreak Cyber Partner Program, which is bringing frontier AI capabilities into enterprise security workflows. So IBM is building onto its project Lightwell, and it's launched an application security service that basically uses OpenAI models to identify and validate software vulnerabilities a bit faster. The company is embedding its advanced AI directly into security operations to improve detection, response, as well as risk reduction. So the announcement is definitely strengthening IBM's position to be in enterprise AI and cybersecurity, and two areas are the ones in which management does seize a certain long-term growth.
So this I have a bit of a different take on. I really like what IBM is doing here, okay? So a lot of companies don't want to embed some of their proprietary source codes for a lot of their services with these AI companies, and we've spoken about why. These AI companies will take your product, they'll do it, and then all of a sudden they're competing with you in 6 months. IBM was very alive to that eventuality. So look what they did. They were worried about what they're calling in the industry source code ingestion by OpenAI of IBM's proprietary source code. To circumvent this, IBM custom engineered an execution wrapper, apparently that's what they're calling it, within the IBM Consulting Advantage, which is the department that this is being done in. The tool operates strictly on a read-only access for client code repositories, so inside the client's local environment. So you're not going to actually be able to see any of the proprietary secret stuff, secret sauce, Obi would say. Shout out to Obi, for IBM. And this is something that we really see businesses doing now because they're worried OpenAI, Anthropic, Gemini is going to be their competitor in 3 months. And we've seen this in so many different ways. But they're also trying to prevent single vendor reliance. Joseph just talked about this, right, with respect to kind of concentration with Oracle and OpenAI. So what they did was they built it under something called Project Lightwell. That's a $5 billion infrastructure commitment. It's backed by Red Hat and IBM. By embedding it into this Lightwell, IBM is purposely running OpenAI's capability alongside other frontier models to, again, prevent that single vendor reliance. I do like that as well. And then last but not least, the point that I want to make here, this is ChatGPT 5.5, which is being, I guess, named Cyber for its cybersecurity advantages there. It's packaged as a trusted access for cyber. It's a specialized model, if you believe the reports, that strips out all the consumer chat abstractions and focuses strictly on the structural code reasoning as well as the attack path tracing and the automated patch testing. So my understanding of how this typically worked, the models would go in, say into legacy software, it would try to find all the vulnerabilities, and then it would present sort of a ledger back to the engineer with all the vulnerabilities that it found. The problem was there were so many false positives. It ended up inundating these engineers with all these false positives and kind of taking them away from their work. Apparently, this 5.5 Cyber is supposed to kind of get around all that. So we'll see how it works in reality, Joey.
All right, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm some quantum physicist, Sharif, but what I do like about this stuff is Donald Trump, IBM, $1 billion. Here you go. That's an investment there. So as soon as I hear DJT and him investing in some of these publicly traded companies, you can't help but not to like it. Now, what they have working for them right now, the largest fleet of 100-plus qubit quantum computers. IBM. Now, Neil and I were talking about this earlier this morning, that I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking a couple of years down the road and some of them don't even exist. There will be a winner within this market. You've seen some of the other names like RGTI getting 300 million and the other names D-Wave getting another 300 million as well too. So a government investment. This is a sector that was hot for quite some time, but then you come to the realization that the technology isn't there yet. And if we want to talk about quantum computing, there's that fear within the crypto space as well, too. I don't think it has much of a hindrance on what's going on in crypto land, but don't forget, it definitely had an impact when one was moving higher and the other one was moving lower. I think it was more or less just a headwind within between the two. It could destroy the blockchain. You can have more hard forks, et cetera, et cetera. But I like the government investment within IBM, and that's what. I mean, I'm not going to be buying this name, full disclosure, but it's never bad. We've seen what happened with Intel when the government takes stakes in things.
Yeah, seriously. I got to call this out. Above and special, EHGO. Just rocketed up there through a flat top. I'd submit to you, flat top in and around 425 to 430, rocketing up into 475. That is the high of the day. It's up 13.4, $9.33 million market cap. 2.75 million shares traded on the day. Looking good. Pullback would be interesting to me between 425 to 430. See ya.
Thank you. Let's hop on to our next story. We're going to talk a bit commodities, gold and silver, falling on the rate hike fear. Silver's down almost 5% on the day, and gold is currently down 1.5% around, to be precise, 1.47, I think. Gold and silver are slipping today following these global tech stocks lower after these rate hike fears have sent a worry across the market. Since the outbreak of the US-Iran war as well, gold's reputation as a safe haven asset has been under pressure. Definitely, Wall Street is also changing its outlook on gold after several banks have downgraded their price forecasts on the metal following Warshaw's first meeting. And additionally, in a note published today, Deutsche Bank also has written that hawks are driving out bulls in the gold market. I mentioned this earlier in the show, revising its price target to $4,300 an ounce in the third quarter if the Fed stays on hold. So while outlining the risk that 3 to 4 Fed hikes could take gold as low as $3,800 an ounce, I'm going to send it quickly to Adara.
Yeah, I'll be quick here, guys. Keep an eye on Johnson & Johnson. I'm just seeing this circulating social media now, about 38 minutes after it was initially released. But earlier this morning, again, less than an hour ago, FTC filing an amicus brief to protect consumers from pharmaceutical monopolies, quote unquote. This is targeting Johnson & Johnson. They're alleging that the company illegally maintained a monopoly through anti-competitive conduct. So antitrust-related investigation here into J&J from the FTC. J&J, as we just saw, is trading at intra-session highs, so not being too affected by this catalyst. Back to you.
I don't have a lot to say, sadly, about silver and the precious metals, other than I think gold continues probably to run a little bit higher into the future, not because, you know, it's it has any exact use that you need, but simply because I think that there's going to be diversification away from the US dollar as, the currency of choice by all these central banks. And there's a lot of reasons for that. We saw the Russians get kicked off SWIFT. There's just a lot of reasons why people or countries don't want to rely on the US dollar as the hedge. I think it will remain the hedge for a while, but you're going to see central banks try to diversify a little bit, and I think this is going to be quite bullish for it into the coming years. But with respect to silver, I don't really have much to add.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, we talk about sectors and names that were just hot, and then eventually you're not, which is unfortunate. Full disclosure, guys, when we're having the conversations in regards to Kylie, I personally like it. I just don't think it's. Anyways, aside, I like her personally. I just don't think it's something fundamental.
You like her, huh?
Yeah. You don't like Kylie Jenner?
I don't know anything about her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, she's really good
I
looking.
know she's a billionaire.
Yeah, exactly. She has a successful makeup brand. Like the girls would know a lot more about it than I would.
Is that what she sells?
Yeah,
She has
Kai.
makeup?
Yeah, Kai. It's really successful.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if Cio or Adara uses Kai, but I know it's everywhere. Do you use Kai or no? Kai makeup brands?
What is it called?
Kai.
Kylie Jenner? Kylie Jenner.
K-Y.
Oh,
K-Y.
KY.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Does Selena use it?
No,
No.
I don't think. Well, I wouldn't know,
Really?
man. Come on, I don't even know if I'm coming or going sometimes. Let alone.
I think I only have like one brush and one lipstick in my
thing.
closet.
All right, you gotta go. But listen, Sharif, like
sir.
we talked about it. I remember we were having the conversation, the fact that you were looking at some of the Asian markets, and they were front running silver. Like they were buying prices.
China.
Exactly. They were buying prices high. But guess what? That run is now over. You're 50% to the downside almost at this point, guys. I still like it. It's just unfortunate that the pullback is a little bit deeper than what we were expecting. We talked about the decoupling and the de-dollarization. Brendo sent us a link actually a while ago, quite a bit ago, when we were on a run in gold, is just how much the Chinese were hoarding this stuff. I don't think that's been thrown absolutely out of the window. There's just sectors and spaces that are a little bit hot. It got too hot too fast, and now you're starting to see a cool down, which typically lasts a little bit longer than the run up. That's where I stand with some of these precious metals. I'm going to be a buyer of gold, not so much silver, as we're only down 1.5%, but I do like gold more than silver in this.
I have to agree with that. Just before we go back to see it, thank you very much, Career Crawler. He's dropping another 5 nice ones there, Joey.
Right,
Canadian nice ones there in the chat. Sharif, if trading BLZE today, where would you continue to move up your support as price increases? Also, what time chart? So typically, Assassino, if we can, I chart on the 5. I'm loving the $11 level here as a key area of support. Let me explain why. Look at that area high right there. That's the 940 high. So let's just say the implied balance open high. 1090 is the high there. You fail, right? You fail VWAP, but most notably, you hold 10. So right away, I'm seeing support and resistance respect for the whole dollar. Not something I'm surprised by, of course, because that's normal. So right now, I'm seeing support at 11. If you're asking me intraday, my support here moves up to $11. In fact, I would probably be a little bit more aggressive with it, and I'd put it below this area low. I'm talking the 115, 120 bar, the low of which is 1106. You can leave it at 11 if that fits your risk profile, and then you're looking for 12. Right? Because now there it goes through 1150. Current bar high now, 1156. So 12 not looking like it's that much of a target. So I like 11 here, support. I think you move it up to the whole dollar level, especially how it respected 10. And, I hope you print that 12. Let me know how it goes. Shout out to you, and thank you again for the super.
Do you want to pull up Lululemon? People in the chat have been
Absolutely.
asking about Lululemon.
You know what, man? It breaks my heart to crap on this company. Joey, I wore, I bought a couple of shirts and a few, and I just wore it this morning again. Quality stuff, man. Quality. The way it sits, the stretch, especially if you've got, if you're
got
muscle,
man.
You know what I mean? Like,
you could have just
right?
said it, man.
You're always making me laugh. Quality stuff, dude.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart to see them get crapped on like this, but that's what it is.
It was up today, though.
It's up today. It's up looking real good here. Flat top break, Joey through 11 3/4. Sorry, 107 3/4, pardon me. That level was tested multiple times. It could be a 107 to 107 and a quarter. As you can see, we kind of consolidated south of the quarter dollar there. But once it broke through it, it started using the quarter dollar as support and rocketing up now into 109. We could see 110 by the end of the day. That's the good news. Should we flip to the bad news?
Yeah.
This is the bad news,
dude. Okay, before I head over back,
hold on, Joey. We got to do it. I know you love to do this, Joey.
Look at it.
I know you love to do this, Joey. So let me just do this.
You're doing
this has lost 80% of its value since all-time high.
Yes.
80.
So, okay, let me ask you this question here. What do you do if you're these clothing brand companies? Like, what are the chances of recovering? I don't know if you ever, like, you can never financially recover from this. I will never financially recover from this. Like, it doesn't matter. What do you do if you're Nike? What do you do if you're Lululemon? What is your next best bet? Going private?
I don't know, Joe. I don't know.
Like, what do you do? What do you do?
Like,
what do you do?
I don't know. Their products are not bad. I like their products. I like Nike, for example. Let's switch it to Nike. They're great, man. I like their stuff. I'm buying some Shocks, right?
Yeah.
I love the new Shocks TL. So they kind of took the old Shocks design from the mid-2000s and they kind of switched it around a little bit with this TL model. Loving these.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
They're kind of funky looking, right? They're $225 Canadian, so I never buy them at that. I'll buy them on sale always, as I usually am. But that puts it probably at 175.
Yeah,
American, maybe 150. That's not a bad price.
It's not bad, man. But I just feel like they lost their identity for a bit and a couple bad moves.
I just idea.
Like, listen, we can talk about the tech trade. Like, you come out with a new hot piece of tech, you're back right into things. What do you do if you're these apparel companies who have lost 90% of their value? How do you come back from that?
I can say all the anecdotal stuff. Cut costs.
Go
right?
e-commerce.
Go DTC. Shut down brick and mortar. Right, consolidate your product line so that you have less overhead inventory.
Yes.
Like, I can say all that dumbass stuff, right? But you don't think they know all that? You don't think they've done all that already? Like, it's just, I know,
man. It's really tough. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's really, really tough. Hire Sydney Sweeney, says Vancouver Island. Listen, American Eagle already did that.
Yeah, I know.
Pull up the stock before I head over there.
Pull up. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, American Eagle. Pull it up.
Yeah, my bad. I forgot you have to go. Oh,
yeah.
It's 2 o'clock already, Joey. Neil. I love Neil. I was like, no, you're good. Look, we're somewhere in between here.
Okay.
Right?
So
like, look.
It's not as bad as the other name.
Do you remember what it was over here, Joey?
Well, yeah, I remember.
Those were good times.
Yeah, they were
excellent times.
You are lucky, Doc.
I see a bit of an inverse, a bit of a head and shoulders pattern starting to form here.
Pull up, before I go over there,
$15 loss here could be trouble for.
Let Sharif eat Neil, man. That is mad disrespectful.
What did he say?
He said let Sharif eat.
Eat?
Because I had to give you I had to e-transfer you money. We'll take a look at Urban Outfitters, guys. You're going to see me momentarily over at the other desk. Fantastic news segment. Thank you, Adair. Thank you, Sia. Thank you, Sharif. I know where you're going probably right now. You don't got to tell anybody.
Why? We're going to hit the gym.
There you go.
Yeah, it was way too many off days last week, man.
Oh, don't get me started.
Because the World Cup's causing all sorts of problems.
But you hit the heel toe express and you put in those steps, right?
Right.
That's all
right, man. We had a great time. Thank you guys for joining Joey and I. We're going to send it over to Neil momentarily. Let's just go through a quick market check, give the boys an opportunity to kind of set up here. Let's go through this. Tiffany, Uber down 2%, Netflix up half, Meta flat on the day. Microsoft is the best performing Mag 7 name on the day, up 1.8. Apple in third place, up 0.75. Google red again, not as bad as we've seen the last couple of days. Amazon also up, but Tesla on the back of that NHTSA investigation absolutely getting clipped, losing 400 and also down 5 2/3. SpaceX recovering somewhat over here, not at the high of the day by any means, but up 4.5%, up 7%, I think, since the open. So that means this one started negative. As you can see there, my semis and microchip watch list is a symphony, a sea of red, as these names all got decimated in the morning after SK Hynix and Samsung got really hit hard overnight in the Korean, the Asian session. It was not any different over here, quite frankly. So semis, single-handedly, why the Qs are down almost 3%, yet the Dow is green, up 0.16. Also, the IWM Russell 2000 ETF not getting hit nearly as hard, down 0.6, and then the SPY just about 1%, a little bit more than that. So there is really more of a concentration on the tech-heavy NASDAQ as that's causing a lot of this market rout. So hope everybody had a great day with us today. Joey and I will see you guys back tomorrow on the midday show. Same bat time, same band channel. Take care, guys.
Thank you, Sharif. And
up,
I clarified to Joe, when I'm in the chat, I'm like, yo, let Sharif eat.